Master Dutchy Beats.
Yo.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties done with. We are here in the place. It is the How You Doing Mate podcast. AC, my brother. How you doing, mate?
Yo. Yeah, all good, man.
What the fuck? What's going on, man? Every week,
That's shaking this.
every week is sabotage, innit? Like last week it was the chair. The week before that it was like food and crisp. This time man's doing fucking, man's doing up fucking, what's that movie? Cocktail with Tom Cruise.
Cocktail, yeah, man. Cocktail. I've never even seen that film. Is it good?
Never seen it, man. Never seen it.
No,
It's one of the films. Remember, you used to go like Blockbuster when you were a kid, and you see the poster.
Yeah.
One of them ones. You just see the movie poster in the window or whatever. Right. Yeah. A lot of films that I watch now are because I saw the poster when I was a kid and was just like, I'd love to watch that. And then there's a channel I got. What's it called? MGM, and it's got bare old movies, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my shit, man. That's my shit. What are you up to, man?
What have we up to? Just teaching. I've done another couple of tracks. So I just sent off these tracks to get engineered, like the STDs and drugs tune. That's been sent off to get engineered.
Nice.
Then I've got this next tune. It's called Time Will Tell. That's this drum and bass, liquid drum and bass tune, but I've done a hip hop remix. So I just sent that off to get engineered as well. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put out the video for the drum and bass one, put it on the channel, and then do a hip hop remix video and put that on a hip hop channel or something like that.
Sick.
So I just try to cover both bases.
Have you seen?
Know what I mean? Yeah.
Have you seen what artists are doing now with their like releases? So what will happen? Yeah, they'll put out a single. So say they put out the single in January, and then like 2 weeks later, they'll put out a remix of the single.
Yeah.
Which includes the original single as another release. Yeah. Then like 2 weeks after that, they'll put out like another remix or an acoustic version again with those other two on it. So it keeps your release in the Spotify release radar, and people keep getting the notifications for it. So like,
okay, I'm gonna put the remixes out one at a time then, isn't it?
Yeah. And just add it. So you just do it. So what it would be, you'll be like, I'm adding, the first one will just be a single track. The second one will be 2 tracks. So it'll be the new one plus the old one. And then you just, obviously you just match up the numbers or whatever. And then, just keep doing that. I saw someone like Rag and Bowman on one of his, he had like 5 different remixes of a track that he was on. Who else I see do that?
So do you add it to the same? How do you add it to the same thing on Spotify, or do you just put it there and it comes up?
What do you mean? The release?
Is it?
No, it'll be new. It's a new release, isn't it? So you just add it as a new release, but you can add a new release. You can add an old song to a new release.
Yeah.
So you just do that, kind of like the backwards way that I'm doing it. So I'm just dropping single, and then putting all those singles onto one album.
Yeah, that's what I would do as well.
So it's like a small version of that. But I know I just notice little things, man, when I just kind of see what other artists do, little trends, and that seems to be the one that they're doing at the moment. But,
if it works for other people, do it. That's what I say. Like some people like ring me up and they're complaining about other people doing the same thing they've done in the past, but I'm just like, look, man, if it worked, people are gonna do it. So like even like the way you post on social media, all that kind of stuff. If you see it working for someone, you make it work for yourself. Why not? Fuck it. So
everyone's trying to get an edge, innit? Everyone's trying to get like an edge to beat the algorithms, whatever.
Yeah, for real.
It's like one of the cool things about putting out a track every week is you see like the ups and downs, and you kind of, obviously there's certain things you can do for marketing to make things work, but if you don't do any marketing, like I haven't done for the last 3 singles or maybe even 4 at this stage, it's cool to just see like how things pop, like and a lot of times it's just luck and timing, man. Some things, some tracks just don't hit, some tracks really do hit, and every now and then there'll be a massive dip where you have a day where you might have a song that doesn't get streamed at all. That day, no one chose to stream your song, or like 5 people. Then you have the day after, it will go crazy. It'll be like, you know what I mean? It might be 100 people stream that one song. You're just like, what the hell? For what reason? I didn't post anything about it. Didn't do anything differently, but
it's sometimes you get a mad jump in numbers, isn't it? It's weird. Like I had one song that was on like 6,000 streams, and then at the end of like the week, that song had stayed at 6,000 streams for ages, and then suddenly it jumped to 11,000. I was like, what the fuck happened, innit? And then I'm just trying to look for where did this, like, did it get added to some playlist or something that then popped it off, or what? I mean, do you know what I mean? But I think what it is as well, you know, when they show you like artists that are like this, and then you show up in their suggestions, then people start clicking like that as well, innit? Yeah. So you can get a lot of plays like that. But what I done, I added a clean version of our this tune I done as a new release the other day.
Okay.
So that's
cool.
So, but I was thinking, you know, like with the explicit version, you're missing out on certain playlists, and I've sent that clean version to DJs anyway. So fuck it, I might as well put a clean version out there as well, innit? On online. So I've done that. We'll see if that does better than the explicit version. See what happens.
I was actually thinking of doing a whole clean version of my album.
Yeah.
Which I might still do, to be fair. I've got about a week to decide what I want to do, but we're definitely doing an instrumental version. So I was thinking I might just do a clean version as well. Even though
it's working for all these other rappers, isn't it? Might as well.
Yeah, man. I see, like I said, I watch what people do, and Drake just released his little 3-pack, and he's got a clean version of that as well. So it's just like, yeah, why not, man? You're gonna have even if it means like a few more streams. It's worth it in the long run. Yeah. But I don't like now because I'm not in any playlists. Like I'm really seeing like my core numbers and what numbers are mine. Yeah. And they're way down from last year, but at the same time they're steadily moving. So like over from January when I started releasing the singles, like what we're 10 weeks in, they've just gradually climbed, and that's kind of like what you want to see. So with most artists, that's what you see. You see like a gradual climb, regardless of who it is, man. I was looking at what's that guy's name, man? Bruno Mars. I was looking at his numbers the other day, and it's like you see when he started working with the label, and his numbers were always high as a pop star, and he started on a major, so his numbers were always high. But then once they was like they did something, or he had a hit, and it just went next level. Like now you are one of the biggest artists in the world, and then you see on the other side as well. Yes, you'll see like somebody like artists who I love watching, not only because they make amazing music, but because they've seen both sides of the industry. Rag and Bone Man is like a really good case study, because what you see is somebody who was on the grind with us. So you see his numbers were like ours. And then you see when he starts working with the management company, I think even before he was signed, the numbers start rising. Then he gets the hit. He gets human drops, and it goes crazy. Like it goes nuts. And it just changes everything. From then on, it's a whole different artist. Then when he does the track with Calvin Harris, Giant, a couple of years ago, it goes to a whole nother level, like it's just a whole nother level. And it's you look at that and you're like, that's the top of the top of the top, which as an artist you may not get to again unless you have another massive hit. So but at the same time, because now you're such a big artist, because you made that climb, you're always going to have an amazing career. You'll be able to release music and tour off those old royalties and those old sales forever. Like you're set for life. So. It's interesting, man. It's interesting to watch. Crazy. But I'm still waiting for my hit, man. Still waiting for my hit. Did I tell you what happened to me? So I work for I do youth work, innit? Yeah. And they hit me up, not mentioning any names of this. I work for a few different services, but one of them hit me up and was like, your music is a little bit raw. It's a little bit much. And
I saw your tweet about it, yeah.
And I've never had that before. I've never had anyone be like, oh, you should like censor your music or whatever. Yeah. And it just took me on it was a weird one, man. It's like, bearing in mind, the music that I make is so tame compared to like what other people are doing. I don't do like no gangster rap, no killing. Like my music is literally about my boring life.
Were they talking about a new track or is it old or what?
One of the new tracks, they mentioned Mug, but like it was kind of like not understanding context.
Yeah.
So one of them was like, oh, you got a marijuana leaf on your lyric video. And it's like, yeah, because Harry Shotter mentioned the album The Chronic, so it's the Chronic logo. It's the logo. It's like that, but it's like it's long to explain, isn't it? So I'm just like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, all right, cool. What do you want to do in it?
Yeah.
But and it was like, oh yeah, just do like a disclaimer on your videos so that you know it's not for kids or that kind of stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because I was about to walk in. I was about to say, all right, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
This is you're not. Music isn't my side hobby. You're the side hobby, innit? So I don't really have to be here. But they were kind of cool with it in the end. It was like, yeah, just in case funders have like a dim view of what you do. But it kind of reminded me that we're like, even though we've come so far in society as creators and what hip hop is and what rap is and urban music, black music, you still have to put up against like some really dumb stuff. Like, no, if I was a rock singer, I don't think that would happen. I don't think it would be like, yeah, you can't. If you're singing heavy metal about fucking, I don't know what they sing about, but I don't think it would be seen as an issue. But
who knows, man?
Seems
like it all depends on the content, innit? So you know, I'm sure like I don't know, like Guns N' Roses used to go through all that kind of stuff in it back in the day, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they would now. I don't know. Maybe they would. So
it's just really mad. Like I work with kids who, not to sound morbid, but kids who have killed other kids and attempted murder, kids who come from, you know what I mean, see some serious shit. The stuff they listen to is way harsher than what I do. You get me? Like,
yeah.
It's just like, and I don't even with, I don't know, man. I've never seen myself as a controversial artist. I've never seen any song that I put out and be like, oh, this is edgy stuff. Like, that's just not what I do. So for someone to go, yeah, your music's a little bit raw, it's a little bit too, it's a bit aggressive, there's some aggressive, violent talk, and it's just like, this is not aggressive, violent talk, man. Like, there's levels to this shit, and it's saying aggressive, violent talk. Wow.
Mad. Well, yeah, just stick that disclaimer on it, and then you're sorted, innit?
Pretty much, bruv. So. That's a clean version of the album. That's So yeah, it's for the kids. The motherfucking kids.
Who is that? Was that
Ice Cube? Was it? Nah, Ice Cube.
Oh,
man.
Ice Cube. Oh,
Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Do something for the kids. The motherfucking kids. I swear to God, when I first heard that, I was 9 years old. When I first heard that, I was like, oh my God, how is this little kid swearing? Like, that was the greatest thing I ever fucking heard.
That's like on the Snoop album where they had Little Bow Wow swearing as well on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you know, in the school, innit?
I want to be a motherfucking hustler.
Yeah.
Even that was shocking, though. That was shocking. Like, when I first heard that, I was like, oh, shit. You got fucking kids. Like, kids swearing and shit. And I was a fucking kid myself. Even like as a kid, you know, it's a little bit mad.
But back then, that's what everyone was excited about with the tunes, innit? Because they were like, wow, he said the F word on this tune, innit? Listen. Like, even with, like, heavy metal music, like Guns N' Roses, I said they were doing that kind of stuff as well, saying the F word and all other kinds of words as well in the lyrics. So the kids were just fascinated by it and just thinking, what the hell this? Because that never really happened before on music that was getting out there to the mainstream, innit? So, you know.
It's that rebel
probably
shit.
like how the Sex Pistols were, innit? In the early 80s. Did they ever swear? I can't remember.
I don't think I've listened to that much Sex Pistols.
Yeah, because I've had to play their tune "God Save the Queen" innit, for a class and that.
Same.
I don't think they swear in it, but it's just what they're saying in it.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I can't remember any swear words. But then when they're on, have you ever seen that interview that they're on the TV and the news reporters asking them about their music and that, and why it's called Never Mind the Bollocks or something, the album, and then he just says, oh, it's just a word, like there's no power.
Yeah,
and he's like, go on then, swear, go on. And he's like, fuck off, fuck. I was like, oh my god, fucking funny, man. That's crazy.
It's funny how like sensibilities change, man. Like the things that used to be shocking,
yeah,
it's all changed. It's no longer shocking anymore. And like I feel that's like the part with drill music that is the shocking part. It's the idea that they're talking about killing, and that's been done before. Again, Ice Cube, NWA spoke about killing, but it's like, I don't know, man. You're mentioning names. You're talking about real things, like people that it's really happened to. So now it's like it's a whole different thing. And again, that's what
drill guys will actually do it for real.
Yeah,
like all these gangster rappers, like in America, or even like the grime MCs are talking about killing people. They're still about, not many of them have actually gone jail for murder or anything.
Yeah.
But the drill guys, they're getting sent down every 5 minutes. So it's like they what they talk about, they really do. So
yeah. What do you see? Do you see that they're saying about now drill lyrics can be used in a court of law and stuff?
Yeah, I saw Nova on there talking on the news about that. And
what did he say?
It was on RT. News,
no, I know, but what did he say? Did he say no? It shouldn't.
Yeah, he said they shouldn't. Yeah, but I mean, but then I think what it was because they were using general lyrics.
Okay.
And so obviously the argument, which I agree with, is that they should, if the person has written a specific rhyme where they're naming things and they're actually saying they're detailing the murder they did on someone, and they're naming the area, naming who they've killed, and you can use that.
Yeah,
that's whatever. You
Did
can't
see that? Did you see that skit on who is it? It's one of the Jordan Peele, Key and Peele show.
Okay,
and he's like, I shot that motherfucker in the face. 3 o'clock. And he's like, you say it on the tape. You shot it. And then like he gets away with it. Then it goes. Then it's like the extra bit, and he's like, I lied on the tape and all this shit. Got my girl to be the alibi. It's like yeah, you're snitching on yourself, innit? Like, so what do you expect us to do? Yeah, I think if you say that shit, like you say some specific shit, then boy, that is what it is, isn't it? But general lyrics.
They tried that in America with Snoop when he was on trial. Do you remember that?
Yeah, man.
And they tried the 187. They tried using 187 on the undercover cop in his trial and everything, just to make the judge and jury be against him. Whereas like the case he was in was his bodyguard shot someone, and do you know what I mean? And it wasn't an undercover cop. So what the hell has that lyric got to do with anything?
Because it speaks the character.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you can say that kind of stuff, then that's the kind of life you live. And I guess, I don't know the legality of it, but if you just go from a common sense kind of thing, it's like, yeah, that's, you know what I mean? If you're saying that kind of stuff, then I would expect you to be on that kind of time, innit? But obviously...
See, that's where it gets dicey, because there's, it's creativity, isn't it? People just say mad shit like you. Like if you imagine if Brother Lynch hung, if he's getting taken to court and they play like his tunes about eating people and shit, he's fucked.
If he ate someone, then bread, you know what I mean? You got to hold that bird, innit?
Yeah, if he ate someone, fair enough. But if he didn't, if he's getting taken to court for not paying a parking ticket, and they're like, listen to his music, he's talking about eating people, and then they're like, let's give him the maximum we can get for this parking ticket, or he bunked the train or something like that. So, I think Nova's point was correct. The woman, even on the opposing woman, she was trying to say Nova was like promoting violence, and she was going on him, like saying he's like a drill artist and he's talking about this and that, because she brought up his song White Collared Hooligan. Yeah. And then he was like, that's about football hooligan, and it was for a film about football hooligans. So he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even make drill music. So she made herself look like a bit of a prat.
But I feel like a lot of those in this situation is similar to what I was dealing with last week, man. It's like, you're dealing with people who don't know the nuances of the art. So they might come up with some stupid shit and we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But there's a whole bunch of people like them who don't know the difference either. So it's like, and the only way you're going to get lucky is if you have a lawyer, solicitor, whatever, who's going to be able to break down the intricacies of the case and break it down in a way for that they understand, that the judge understands, or if you're over here, jury, whatever, understands that, yo, this is how things are done, like to add context. And I guess that's all like a lawyer really does, is add context to what's happened, because you always know what happened. You're like, yeah, person A did this, the defense did this, or you know what I mean? And then you're adding context to why it happened, so then you can say, oh, okay, cool, now we get it. But it does get murky in music because there is a lot, like I say a lot of things in rap that aren't 100% factual. Like the I don't know, the element, there might be an element of truth to it, but there's bare stuff I say that's like, no, that's not 100% true. It's just, it's the vibe. This is the vibe I'm on right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it rhymed. It sounded good. But
it's like when DJ Vlad was interviewing Little Jesus, isn't it?
Oh, Slim Jesus.
Yeah, Slim Jesus. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I like him.
And he was like, it was like, do you really go out and kill people? He's like, no, I just rap about it because it's cool, innit? I think it sounds cool. I don't do any of that shit, but I just think it sounds cool.
That's real shit.
Yeah.
You got, like, I respect him way more than bare rappers because he's someone who just, at least you're being honest with your art, innit? You're presenting it in a way, yo, this is all fake, man. I ain't doing none of this shit, but it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Rather than being a 6ix9ine who's faking it until he gets himself into a place where he has to now be it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what really bugs me about that situation.
But a lot of people get themselves into that state where they're faking it and then they have to be it.
I get that. That's cool. Yeah. But to me, if you fake it, so you have to be it, then you really got to be it. You can't, ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. So you can't go in and then decide, I want to abide by 5 of the rules, not the other 5. Nah, man, you're in it 10 toes down. You're in it for 10. Like, you can't then decide, yeah, I'm a gangster, but I want to snitch as well. Like, what part of the game is that? Like, where does this happen? And because we're in a society of people that grew up with people perpetrating this road life, but they don't know the principles of it. And in reality, there are no rules. Like, he is within his right to do that, to snitch if he wants to snitch, because there's no consequences to that, because the game isn't the game anymore. And there's a whole bunch of people that still listen to his music and are still like, and he's still talking about and you're like, what? And it's because they don't even care. It's like, whatever, I don't care, because this doesn't mean anything to them. So it's like, you've taken something that, even if you don't agree with the gangster lifestyle, you don't agree with the road, you don't agree with any of it, if you don't agree with it, then stay away from it. Don't disrespect it, because it's a culture like anything else, man. The only difference is that the lines are drawn by certain people. So you say this is legal, this is illegal, and you're on that side of it. You still got to live. You still got to do what you got to do. There's still supposed to be rules and parameters, and that's why these gangs exist in the first place. And to have a whole bunch of people that don't understand that, but just think it's cool. It's just cool. They think it's just cool to do violence. To them, it's just like, yeah, woo, drive-bys and shootings. It's like, wait, what?
But they're not understanding the situation that created it and why.
No, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand the weight of the things you're saying. To you, it's all just fun and games. And is the reason why the other side of it exists. The reason why the no snitching and the rules exist is because of the weight of what goes on in these dark, murky situations, or this dark, murky culture. But it's, man, I just think, like, it's a sad situation, but you're just going to see bare people just fall victim to it because they don't understand it and they just think it's cool. So,
Yeah, like Vlad, I felt he was trying to fuck Slim Jesus up, man.
He's
Blatantly.
trying to fuck everyone up.
Yeah, that guy, he's weird, man.
He's a Fed, that's why he's a Fed.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. People were saying he's a
Mm.
Fed, isn't it? And everything. I don't know. But yeah, he definitely like. He's always just asking about all the crime and stuff in it. That's what he goes on about.
That's what
So,
police
like
do.
When Wiley went on there the first time, he said, so have you been stabbed before? That's the first thing he asked. Did you see when Giggs was on there?
Yeah, man.
And he tried it with Giggs. Giggs was like, oh, let's not talk about that shit. Let's talk about the music, innit?
And why?
Yeah.
And there we go. That's somebody who comes from like, man, Giggs is somebody, yeah. So you can trace the lineage. You know where he comes from. You know, like you know the people he run with. You know their name. You know their tag. You know what they're about. So it's that group of people. It's never been for show. This is a way of life. This is what we do here. We do something totally different from you lot do. And then you can talk to the elders over there that go way back that will tell you they've been doing that since the 70s. Like they've been living this life. And there's certain things they just don't do. They live in their own little bubble. They control what they control. And the world is different. You don't come out and do those kind of things. So Giggs knows full well, like, I'm not gonna go out and just talk reckless. Like, what are you talking about? If you ask me if I'm doing it stuff, I'm telling you, no, I don't do none of that. Like, I make music. That's what I do. I make music. Ask me about music because that's what I do. All that other stuff is none of your business.
Yeah, but even like if he's left that behind and he's just doing music, then that's it, isn't it? Really. So just stick to the music, man. But,
yeah, man.
I don't know.
But that's the thing. You got bare artists who love the hype, and if you don't come from that, like we go back to 6ix9ine, you didn't come from that world. You came from a totally different world, and so you looked at that as you looked at that lifestyle as glamorous because that's what we always do. We look at things that we don't come from. We look at it as like, oh wow, that looks amazing. I did it. Everybody does it, but the difference is once you get into it, you should what you're supposed to have is real elders who school you to the game. That's what it is. It's schooling you to the game. Who tell you, all right, cool. I know what you think this is, but it's not that. Like, there's people that portray it as that, and there's certain parts of it, cool. But there's a lot of other stuff involved here, and you need to know what you're getting yourself into. I had older cousins. I had older friends who told me, nah, bro, this ain't what you want. Go rap. Go play basketball. This isn't for you. And you just approach things in a different way. Not having that.
I don't know too much about. I don't know about 6ix9ine really. I've just seen a couple of his videos or whatever. So what's his? Where does he come from then?
There's actually a documentary that just dropped, man. There's a documentary that dropped. So he he came from just a normal background. I think like he came through from trauma. I think his dad was an alcoholic or went jail or some stuff. So he came from like a harsh background, didn't know anything about rap or hip hop music, kind of just fell into it, decided he wanted to do the gangster thing and was around some gangsters and they were like, all right, cool, we're going to take you. We're going to make you into our little mascot. And he brought into the hype and yeah, it just didn't work. And if you contrast that with somebody like Bobby Shmurda, who from a similar place, but just dealt with things differently, man. I feel like if someone really does school you to the game and shows you like how you're supposed to move in this world, you just move differently. I feel like 6ix9ine never really had that. So no one really told him. He wasn't really shown love from. He was just exploited, didn't it?
Okay.
So all he had was the fear side. If all you have is the fear side, there's no loyalty. So that's another thing when you talk about being part of a gang. The fear is there, but the love is there also. So that's why you're loyal. If you think about going back, the gang was family. It was always family. Going back to the mafia side of things, going back to in any way you want to look at going back to feudal Japan. You talk about the samurais, like it was family. That's how you built your clan. It was a family thing, so you would never go back on that. That's where you get the Yakuza from. These are family people. It's only recently that it's really changed. Same over here. It's only recently that it's really changed. You talk about blood set, crip sets. You were from a block, so all your people were your people. You grew up around these people. When you grow up around people, you're gonna think twice before you stab them in the back or snitch on them. For the most part, 6ix9ine, he hasn't come from that. He just jumped in it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's a fully grown man. He's like 15, 16. Like you're already grown by that time. Where you getting your loyalty from? So for him to turn on people that he's only just met, because again, there's no love there, it's just fear. All you know is these guys say I gotta do this and I gotta do that, and they take some of my money. If the DA hit you and say, listen, you're looking at 15 or up for these people, and you don't love these people, what are you gonna do? You're gonna turn states. Yeah. That's exactly what he did. You look at Bobby Shmurda, it was totally different.
So did all the people that he snitched on, are they all gone down for a long time then, or what?
Yeah, man, a few of them, I think, have gone down first. Got some proper numbers on them. Because they're big charges, man. They're like, man, RICO charges, all that business. So you're talking about federal charges. Bobby was in the same situation, but his thing, they were like, listen, if you turn on your man, you're gonna take your time down. He was like, nope, give me the rest of my time, man. Let me do my 7. And because again, that's what it is. When you come out to different things. He's coming out to love. People are like, yeah, we respect you, even if the thing that got you sent down isn't a respectful thing to do, yeah. Even though his thing was conspiracy, so technically he didn't really do anything. He was just around people who did. But you're still gonna get way more respect just for being loyal. Like there's certain things that we respect as people, as humans. As long as you didn't do something sick, like any rape or, you know what I mean, something like that. Yeah. We're gonna be like, all right, cool, you did what you did. You did your time. You were honorable, even in a dishonorable game. Yeah. But you can't. You're not gonna. Not a lot of people will look at 6ix9ine like that, unless you're not from the game. And unfortunately for us, most people who consume hip hop music, they're not from that background, so it doesn't mean anything to them. It's all fun and games. It's like the internet. It's all fun and games. I can call you whatever I want because it's just the internet. Like, who gives a fuck?
So what do you think about the Meghan and Harry thing?
Damn. Full disclosure.
Have you seen it?
Nah, I didn't watch. I ain't seen the interview. Have you seen it?
Nah, man. Right. I just this morning I went on YouTube, innit, and I was thinking, something, and then I saw the clips, and I just thought, I can't be bothered, and then I just saw Piers Morgan arguing with Trisha about it. I thought that was quite funny.
Big
and then
Trisha.
He was arguing with Shola about it. That was quite funny. And then that's it. I haven't actually seen the actual thing.
You know, that's really cool. So I saw Dr. Shola put him in his place. That was early this morning. And on her bio, there's a link to her book. And I just thought, let me click on it to see what she's saying. Yeah. So I clicked on it, and people have started giving her negative reviews. So I just put up a thing saying, yo, guys, man, they're giving her negative reviews, innit? Just like, give her some honest feedback. Like, don't let them do that. Yeah. When I checked it, that tweet at the time had like 300 and something likes, been retweeted bare times. Yeah. Loads of people have bought her book. I was just like, raw, like I made somebody go viral, man. I mean, like I helped her out, man. I was like, shit, if I could only do that for my own music, man, my life would be sorted. But it was sick to see.
You got to get into an argument with Piers Morgan first, and then you're there, man. What's her book about? I saw it in the background behind something about Why I Resist or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just about being unapologetically black. That is a total guess on my part. But I think he's just navigating blackness in white spaces, something like that. But
because the one I saw, Piers Morgan was saying that the Meghan woman is a ruthless opportunist. Yeah. And then like I didn't know fuck all about it. I just think like why the fuck would she want to marry into that shit anyway? Like, Harry's a fucking racist. Like, do you know what I mean? So the fuck. But then again, he wasn't racist to her people, innit? So maybe she didn't really pay attention to that.
I feel like, cancel culture doesn't exist, right? I feel like as long as you can learn, as long as you know why you did what you did was wrong, you take responsibility and apologize, people will forgive anything. So whether he's done that publicly or just to her or whatever, obviously stuff has been said, and like I don't know anyone's character to know if he's racist or not. I think I don't think like he was overtly racist.
Yeah, he was.
No, I know. No. I mean now. Like, I don't think.
Now.
I don't think he's somebody who's going to be like, no, I don't want to be around no Jews or no black people. Like, I just don't think it's that kind of racism. But at the same time, that's not the only kind of racism there is.
Yeah.
I also think some of his statements that he's made or she's made kind of tells you where they are as a couple.
What are the statements?
So like the speaking on racism within the royal family or racism within the press and the media.
Yeah.
I don't think. This is all my point of view. This is just all me. I don't think, as somebody who is, if you're racist, it's just not the kind of thing you say, or maybe you do. I don't know, but I don't take it that way. But then I'm a kind of person who doesn't even really like. I don't know, man. A lot of stuff don't offend me the way it offends other people, innit? So
like what I heard, was like obviously he's trying to do damage control for being a racist, Right. So he's married her. Okay. And then she apparently told her mates in America and shit that she wants to stop acting and then get hooked up with some rich English dude. Okay. And that's how she met him. Cool. So I'm like, fuck both of them, then, innit?
No, what do you mean fuck them? They want to do what they want to do with it. What are you talking about? You can't say fuck.
I'm saying, like, I don't feel no sympathy for either of them, innit? Because they're like, they're fakers, innit?
Is it? Nah, it's not fake. That's some real shit. If she says, I want to get rid of some rich guy, he went for the top. You can't hate her for that. She was like, all right, cool. Who's the top? Who's the top dog?
No, but that means she's not really in love with him. She's just like, do you know what I mean? She's like,
listen. Do you know how many people are with partners that they're not really in love with, and these motherfuckers are broke. So fuck it. Like, you know what I mean? If you're gonna be fucking not in love with somebody, at least let him be the fucking Prince of fucking England and shit. You know what I mean? And if he's trying to fucking go with, if he's like, I'm trying to get with someone so they don't think I'm racist, at least get with someone who's fine, innit? So he's done his thing. Like,
I guess.
They're doing their thing. And also as well, I feel like when it comes to relationships are made political, but relationships are never really political. They're always just between those two people. There's so many things you can say and look at and go, that's because of that, that's because of that. The fact of the matter is, mind your fucking business, innit? Like, that ain't none of our business. And you're never gonna know whether it's real or not. I do not know if fucking Prince Charles, is giving Camilla the ting. You get me? Yeah. Giving her the coming out, go, you know what? You call me the Prince of Wales, got my fucking sperm well. Come here. Like, you don't know what he's doing. You might look at them. Trust me. You might look at them and be like, nah, that shit is dry. Like, it's fucking sandpaper. But you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know if they really love each other or whatever.
Yeah, no, I heard they really loved each other, innit? And he wanted to marry her originally, but his parents wouldn't let him. And then they hooked him up with Diana. But he had the bond. He loved fucking Camilla. So, do you know what I mean? He was fucked from a long time. And that's why, like, Harry looks like that fucking next geezer. William looks like Charles, innit? But Harry looks like the geezer that she fucked. I can't remember who was he? An army guy or something? Some Major Hewitt, I think his name was, or whatever. I can't remember. She fucked him, and then had Harry. So, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know, man. Like me, I think their whole family's just fucked, innit? But like you said, innit? Like when they were arguing, when Piers was arguing with the shoulder lady, and he was saying all this thing, I was like, well, like what you just said, no one really knows what the fuck's going on. Like, even they had these royal expert. It's just a woman who just hears shit. She's a royal expert, And I'm like, you don't know what the fuck's going on. You don't know them, innit? What are you doing? Like, They're arguing over two people's relationship. They don't even know them. I'm like, this is mad.
And to me, that's fucked. Like, to me, that's just like on some chatty patty shit, like stay out of people's business. Did you see the video where they did like the fake, they got these row experts and they were like, oh, can you give your opinion on the interview 2 days before it happened? So they're like going, oh, I can't believe she said that. And it's like, you didn't even see this shit. Like, you're just a fucking liar. You're a dirty liar. And it's this idea, you've got this like air of fucking, like you're these higher class people, but it's not that. You're just dirty cunts, man. You're dirty people because you're fucking liars.
Yeah.
And on both sides, I do feel like it's that whole thing of the only reason why people are really coming to Megan's defense is because she's been attacked. So obviously you're gonna come in and be like, yeah, nah, man, you can't do that, boom, boom, boom. But I just feel like it would be a lot better if everyone just kind of minded their own fucking business, or at least kind of came at it from, I don't know, but this is kind of what I think based on these facts, not just going, oh yeah, nah, he's under the thumb, innit? It's like, mate, what do you know? Like the last time you made your wife come was 1962. Shut the fuck up.
Like with her, I just think she's a sellout because she got with him. Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
Like she's a bit of a sellout, innit? She's getting with a
You're just pissed they ain't got no more seasons of Suits. That's what you're pissed off about.
Suits, bro, I never watched it in my life.
Like you wanted her to be in the Expanse. You were like, she's coming to the Expanse. season 9 in the Expanse. Like,
she like I just think she's a sellout for marrying a racist, yeah. And then he's like a user, but then fuck him anyway, and then fuck his whole family. That's my opinion anyway.
But you don't. That's the thing. But nobody knows. Like no one knows.
Yeah. True.
So that's the thing. It's like again having an opinion, but nobody really knows.
I thought you two cunts were ignoring me, but I realised my microphone hasn't been on.
I thought you were just
eating. Yeah, I thought you was eating, man. It's like, nah,
I'm eating, but I'm talking at the same time.
What are you eating?
That, man.
Is that scrambled eggs?
Nah, fuck no.
Something yellow.
Yellow. Vegetable rice.
Yeah.
A couple of pakoras and a couple of samosas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good night out, mate.
So, innit? I'm going to follow it up with about 4 or 5 pints right in my face.
England.
You know, curry was invented in England, mate. England.
You know what the funniest part about the word curry is? Like, curry is like a term for like it's like food.
Yeah.
Like there's loads of difference, and it's like, you know what happened, didn't it? They went over to India. I was like, what's this? Oh, this is whatever curry. What curry? Yeah. What's that? Oh, this is something else curry. Curry. It's all curry. Yeah, curry. Yeah. That's all it is. We'll just call it curry. But wait, if you call that curry,
that's a curry.
It's all curry, man. Yeah, man. What was I gonna say? So the thing that I've seen is people talking about, we need to get rid of abolish the monarchy. Where do you not stand on that, or do you not care?
Abolish the monarchy.
They should give me some money.
Let's go in there. We can drag them out.
I
fucking hate them.
What the fuck is AC doing?
Sorry, the cat's gone mad, didn't it? I'm trying to get out of the room and then everything fell off. Everything fell off the fucking thing, innit? Hold on.
I thought Secret Service got him. He said, fuck the monarchy. They just came through, kicked the door.
I just thought he was doing general AC stuff.
So this is where I'm on my own, in a lot of this. I don't think they should abolish the monarchy.
Why?
I don't really have a good reason. I just like the palace. I think it looks cool. I think it's cool having like a queen and a king and shit. And princes and stuff. I have no reason to like it. Maybe take away the power and just give them, like, if they do, I don't know what power they have, but whatever power they have, take all the power away from them.
I don't think they actually have any power. I think they just have influence.
Right. Take that.
Well, apparently she runs fucking England and America and Australia and Canada, innit? And all of these museums.
Yeah, in the parts of Facebook that you go to, they're all like, the Queen is Barack Obama's cousin.
No, I just think, like, I saw one thing on YouTube, where it's comparing, saying, you know, when people say the monarchy bring a lot of business into the UK and everything, tourism and all that. Right?
No, so that's true, Terry. That's true.
Wait. It was wait. They were showing the expenses versus what they make.
Yeah.
And then they were saying that because the royalists will say no, they for the expense they make more money for the country because of tourism. But then they showed like Versailles in France, where they got no monarchy there, but they make just as much dough out of people visiting it.
If that's the case, let's just build a fucking Disneyland. Like, why do we have to have blue-blooded people like with this much influence over the press, the country, like kind of foreign policy, all this different kind of stuff? If it's about tourism, let's just fucking build a theme park. I bet Disneyland brings more money into France than the royal family bring into UK.
I don't think it's a theme park, but I feel like you got to keep. You need to keep the building.
It's a nice building.
You got to keep the stuff in it. Like, don't you know what I mean? Don't make the rooms into like empty rooms and shit. Or maybe you do, but put the stuff in storage at least. But just take down the upkeep, so you don't need to have a whole massive staff to keep the building up and everything, but just make it a facade. That's what I'm saying. Make it a facade.
Make it a theme park. Create more jobs.
I don't want a theme park. I don't want to fucking ride through it. I don't.
Yeah, that would be sick. Like, you know the fucking what's the one in Las Vegas? The casino that's like a fairy. Sorry, it's a theme park, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that. It's got a roller coaster. The Camelot one, isn't it, with the knights and shit. And you can
I've been there. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, do that with Buckingham Palace, man. Roller coaster through the top, coming out the roof and shit.
Nah, I feel like you still need to like maintain the appearance of regalness.
Yeah,
it's like the colonies ride where it starts and all these really happy people that live all over the world, and like the ride just goes through. And like by the time you get to the end, each nation, they were happy before, but then they're like all speaking English and like hating themselves because they're because they've been brought Catholicism and stuff like that. And then as you leave, you see the country just crumble and like a despot dictator taking over. And it just goes through like that, all the way through. Fucking royal family, fucking colonialism, man.
Exit through the gift shop.
Yeah, man. But then at least you could give them a job. They could do something like if you had it as a theme park, you put them on a salary like how much a Disney, like a Disney employee who's an actor would get. Yeah. Just give him that salary. They don't need a salary. They've got loads of money. We've given them a salary already.
She's one of the biggest, and this isn't a conspiracy. She's like the biggest landowner in London, isn't she?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
And at midday, guys, we will be feeding the Queen. You get to throw bits of hot dog at her.
Yeah. But I think like with how did their family become royalty anyway? Through killing people and being gangsters, basically, innit? Yeah. So that's how they became the royal family of was it first they're from Germany, weren't they?
Yeah.
Greece and Germany.
House of Windsor.
Yeah. And Saxon Coburg, wasn't that their real name or something?
Some shit like that.
But so they changed it to Windsor, innit?
So this takes us on to like another subject,
yeah.
This idea, Terry's mate, he's running for office, running for mayor office.
I went back in on him today, actually.
Yeah. But one of the things he's talking about, he's talking out of his fucking ass about revising history. Now, it's based in no fact, and he doesn't understand what revising history means because he's an idiot. But do you think in the future we're actually going to see history actually be revised in a way where we actually get the truth about what happened in certain situations? And that will just become normal. It'll be pushed more and more till we get to the point where, because it feels like we're moving in that direction, and that's why we're getting a lot of pushback. I feel like we're going to get to a point where we go, nah, do you know what? This is what really happened. Regardless of, we're not painting stories now to go winners and losers. We're going, these are the facts. This is what happened. And
see, I think there is a general awareness of, like let's say Winston Churchill and the Bengali famine, right? I think people know it exists. Like when that was one of the things that I had like kind of I anchor quite a lot of my arguments on when it comes to Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
And everybody I talk to knows it exists.
Yeah.
But it's the British sense of entitlement important. What are you doing?
Get some biscuits.
I swear to God, I'm gonna mute my fucking mic, man. This guy's trying to ruin our business.
Hey, what are you talking about? They're soft baked Mars ones, man.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a
Do they come in fucking what do they come in? Tin foil?
fucking wrapping paper.
Bubble wrap.
Like that,
Fuck, bruv.
like that. They're all right. They're not. I think the digestive McVitie's is better.
So it can't be revisionist if people out there know the actual truth of the situation and don't care, or like say like yeah, but that had to be done to win the war, didn't it? And it's the British sense of entitlement that says that whatever it was, however many million people in another country can die as long as like the war effort is kept up to keep us safe.
Yeah,
I think it's putting the importance on a more global view rather than like a kind of more nationalistic view.
Yeah. I think that's cool. I think that makes sense because
I've got someone knocking my fucking door now.
I'm muting you for real, man.
Yeah, mute me.
The fuck. He's like he's like living in a fucking station, man. You ain't even see the worst of it, man. When you go back and watch the beginning of this, like he's making a fucking mockery. But yeah, man, it's that idea.
Where did you get from though? You sound like someone having a sword fight.
Annoying our 12 listeners. Yeah, man. I think the idea of like honesty, man. I'd love to see that in our time. I don't think we will, but I'd love to see a push towards, yo, man. Nah, this is really what happened, and we weren't. Yeah. There's no good guys, no bad guys. It's just like, this is just what happened. This is the way things are. Yeah. And you got to make up your mind on what side of history you want to stand on or what you think is right.
I don't think there's a lack. I think there's a lack of honesty when it comes to history. I think we all know that there has been some fucking terrible things done, right? Mm. But it's how much importance do people place on those things. And it's a mindset kind of thing. Like, everybody knows how fucking atrocious slavery was, like the transatlantic slave trade, should I say?
Yeah.
But people are still wearing the Confederate flag.
I'm gonna knock this guy out, man. I'm a fucking. Nah, you're muted. I'm muting him again, man. What the fuck is he doing now?
What are you eating?
I swear, it's like working with fucking kids. I got to ban food in this podcast.
Yeah, but I put the mic down there.
I got to ban food. Like,
I put the mic far away, man.
Like, I'm in my car and I got to tell my kids don't fucking eat in the car. I got to do this podcast. Jesus Christ. And he's trying to do it. You know when he's trying to do it all sneaky as well? Like,
yeah, I was trying to do it quietly.
If you're trying to do it quietly, just mute your mic.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
You eating biscuits, Terry's eating a fucking full-course meal. At least he's quiet with it.
Sorry, these Sennheiser mics are too good, man.
They're good, man. They're good. They're picking up everything.
Too good, isn't it? Yeah. But I think, with the woke shit, that he's talking about, he's like, oh, it's revising history. It's not. It's just showing what actually happened.
Yeah.
It's all of those things that are actually coming out now. And people don't like feeling guilty. He feels guilty, obviously. So that's why he don't want to hear about it. Yeah. But do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, that shit happened.
Yeah.
But that you can't do anything about it. It happened. This is like if like Moira Stewart. Remember Moira Stewart on the news?
Yeah.
So she did that DNA test program, innit? Right. And she found out one of her ancestors was a slave master, innit? And she felt bad about it, but she was like, that shit happened.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Like, and then that's all you can do.
This is
like Ben Affleck, he found out one of his ancestors was slave master and he made them take it out of the program, innit? He felt so bad and guilty, but he didn't want it in the program. Yeah. Where she was real and she was like, okay,
I think really it's different though because she's black, innit? So she can like, I get why Ben would want that, especially, and he from Boston as well. Like,
I don't know, I ain't got
you got to be careful with that shit, man. Boston, they would have made him a king if they found out that shit.
Yeah.
But like
he instantly became the Massachusetts senator.
But then, like with the flipping, a lot of these right wingers though, they'll go on about this shit and then they'll say that in unis they don't teach the students, or in schools they don't teach students how many people were killed by communism and everything.
Yeah.
And they don't teach about the purges and Stalin and all the famines and all that. And I'm like, what the fuck? I learned that in GCSE in history. Like, if you didn't take history, then you're not going to learn that, innit? Because they don't teach that in year 9.
Yeah, not teaching that in home economics, are they?
Get me? But if you learn, like, I had that in GCSE and I had it in more depth in A level. Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck are you lot talking about? So I had to, like, it was the guy beginning with Z. He was saying that on his thing. I just had to comment. I was like, well, I learned that shit in GCSE and A level, so I don't know what the fuck you're going about. But
he did 4 A levels, didn't he? Nah, something crazy. He did like crazy amount of A levels, so he should have learned that. Did he do
history though?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think he did.
He did it in white studies.
white. Someone actually said to me today, like, straight bareface, real like, we should do. What about White History Month? I'm not doing this with you, man. I'm not doing this. I can't stoop to your level. I've been.
Well, when's Man's Day, eh?
I saw a few of them today. Isn't it Women's Day today or something? Isn't it? Was it the other day?
International Women's Day, man. Big up all the women. Big up the women that listen to this podcast. Big up all 2 of you. I mean, we rep.
And you're married to one of them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's fucked. It's all mad. But yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking Lawrence Fox is a prick.
He really is.
The thing is, yeah, like, those kind of people, they'll just hold knowledge back and then they just stop us all just then getting on with each other, because they're thinking that people learning this shit is going to make them hate people like him.
That's what I'm gonna say. So this is what I don't ever understand, this idea of white guilt. It's really strange to me, and obviously as a black person I understand that I'm not supposed to understand it, but like, to me the analogy is, if I watch the news and I see that a man has raped a woman, I don't feel guilty and be like, oh, I feel bad as a man. I feel like that rapist cunt needs to be castrated. So I never get, like, I'm like, why the fuck are you guilty for? Like, what the fuck? Like,
I mean, the thing is, if you see a rapist who's a man, you're not living off the privilege of that rape. So I think that there is something to be said for. I mean, white guilt is it manifests itself in a lot of different ways. One of those ways is just straight up pure racism. Because if someone understands that their privilege exists because of certain things, because of the things we talked about a million times, but they're like kind of their backlash from that is fucking racist and not recognise it whatsoever. That's kind of what's happening with people like Lawrence Fox. I mean, I haven't got white guilt. I don't think. I think I don't need white guilt because I'm a proper human being.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I understand what you're saying though, but I think that white guilt does like kind of manifest itself in a lot of very, very strange ways. Like when I don't want to talk about that kind of anymore, to be honest, but like when Lawrence Fox was accused of being well, he's not accused of, he is privileged and white.
Yeah.
That's when he turned around and said, "You're being racist to me." That's what sparks his whole thing off. Like, so
that's hilarious. Imagine someone turning around to me going, "Yeah, do you know what, man? You're fat and black." I'm like, "What? What? How dare you? How very dare you?" Like, oh yeah, no, that's right. Shit, isn't it? Like,
are you talking about the time when he was on that TV program and the lady said that to him and then he went and missed it? Oh, okay, yeah.
You're fat. But see, how very dare you?
See, with like that mentality though, yeah, because people don't like facing the problems that maybe like are in their own community or whatever. So then I did a song about, it had stuff about honor killing in it, and this guy commented saying, "Oh, how dare you bring shame to our community by it." So I replied, "Look, the shame is with those who are doing the honor killings, yeah? The shame is not with the whole community. So you should be having a go at those people doing the honor killings rather than, do you know what I mean, saying it's shaming you. If you're not an honor killer, it's nothing to do with you. If you're an honor killer, then yeah, you should be feeling fucking ashamed." So
I guess I get it a little bit, because like there was always that thing where someone commits a crime, you're like, "Oh man, I hope they're not black," because because then people look at you a certain way. But at the same time, that's really surface. And I feel like you have to be a little bit smarter, unless that's the level you're living on. You should be able to go, oh, a black person stole a car. Okay. People are going to look at you as a car thief. Okay, whatever. I've got a nice car, mate. Don't need to. I mean, it's like it doesn't really do anything to you. Obviously, there are ramifications that can come from that. Obviously, we've seen the way that black people are over-policed due to stereotyping.
Or you get some nutcase like Liam Neeson running around looking for any black man to kill.
Yeah. Do you know, since you said that, I've never watched a Liam Neeson film. And the mad thing about
that's exactly what I was just thinking.
You know what's mad? I was in the middle of watching The Grey, innit? The one when he's fighting a wolf.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, I was enjoying the shit out of that movie.
Yeah.
Like, and then that happened. I was like, nah, I ain't even finishing it. And I want to know what the fuck happens at the end, man. Look, the movie was cold, man. I was like,
I've never seen it, man.
Yeah, it's a mad concept for a movie because there's never been a case of a wolf attacking a human unprovoked.
See?
Is it a whole pack of wolves going for him or just one?
Yeah, but there's one alpha wolf that had really got it out for him.
Oh.
But it makes sense though, like
he's probably a member of BLM and he heard
but is that, do you know what? Speaking of this, okay, I'm all over the place, but I'm going to get to my point. So this idea, that white filmmakers they always have this scene in a movie, and they used it way back in the day all the time, where the white person will go to a black neighborhood and then get chased out. Like, and I'm always like, that. I swear that's never happened in real life. Like,
there was a film years ago. I think it had who was the guy who used to play Marlowe? Philip Marlowe.
Marlowe from The Wire.
The Private Eye. No, The Private Eye. Back in the day, the guy who's in Here's Looking at You, Kid, and Casablanca and all that. Humphrey Bogart.
Oh yeah.
There's a film and he's being a private eye in that, and it's set way back in the 30s or something. And he goes to there's a black nightclub, and they're like, "Oh, your kind's not allowed in here" or something, or no whites. And that was all bullshit because in that time, white people were going to black clubs to listen to jazz music and enjoy that music and all that kind of stuff. So it was all crap. So they've always, I think they're just trying to justify the going the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah, but so it's like it's not a real thing. It's like in all my years, of being black and being in black areas or being in all black clubs or in places where you got like one or two white people that roll in, it's never a thing. And I was talking to a little while ago, one of my old boy mates from South Oxy, who he was originally from East London, and he was like, yeah, me and my brother, we used to go to Brixton and Ladbroke Grove to go to the dub raves, innit, the dances. Because we would go in there, we were the only two white people in there. And he's like, yeah, I got friends from back then that I still have now from like the early 80s. And he goes, it was always fucking cool. It was
like literally you're talking about me from 15 years old onwards, like going to Brixton, Ladbroke Grove, we're at Harlesden, whatever, going to raves, going to hip hop shows, going to little nights and stuff like that. No one ever batted a fucking eyelids, never. I used to walk in there in my Helly Henson and my feelers and stuff like that. You go in, someone would maybe like kind of comment saying that they like your jacket or something like that. But go in with like, I never got robbed, never got touched, and I never felt threatened by anything. And that's why I've always like kind of resonated with the idea that black people are the most welcoming in the entire world. Like it's been said many, many, many times where like black people globally are the most accepting of other people, like of people outside, like the kind of outside of their group. And I've always resonated with that because I've experienced it.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of times.
And that's why it always bothers me when I watch these movies and I'm just like, what film was I watching the other day? Oh man. And it's like, he goes to this black neighborhood and all the people start looking at him funny and like giving him evil looks and stuff. It's like, that would never happen. That's like, that's not a real thing. It's only in the imagination of like white directors who have never been to these areas, like have never walked through Harlem or Brooklyn or Brixton or anywhere in the world where, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like there's that producer, I think his name was Dr. Jam. Yeah, he was from, I think he's from either Sweden or Norway. and he moved to America because he heard like he really started liking the West Coast music.
Yeah.
He moved into Compton.
Yeah.
And he never had no problem. People were like, "Oh, who's this geezer?" And then he just started making tunes with the local rappers, and then started working with all the big league rappers as well.
And now he's Dr. Dre.
Say that again.
And now he's Dr. Dre.
I thought like, you're not Dr. Dre, Dr. Jam.
Yeah,
he makes some sick beats
but that's the thing. Is it's like these ideas that we have, and it's like because so much of the idea of what the black culture is comes from media. You have this idea, and it even goes in the head of other black people, because we're like, wait, is that us? Is that what we do? Like, and it's only until you kind of get a bit older and you're like, well, wait a minute. Like, it's only really the last couple of years I've noticed that I'm like, why do I see that all the time? And it's like not a real thing. It just doesn't. I was watching Your Honor, this is a brand new film, came out this year, a series. It's amazing. It's really good. But there's one scene where he goes to like one area, and like all the black people like pretty much start chasing him, and it's just like, do you know how this world works? You know what happens to you if you fucking kill a white kid for no reason? Like, you're going to jail, you're going to prison. Like, you're not getting away with that shit. And speaking of more race stuff, I've seen this missing persons picture going around.
Yeah,
and it only stuck out to me because I see missing person pictures all the time, and I'll just give him a little retweet. But you'll never really see him anywhere else. You just see him come up on my timeline. So-and-so's missing, retweet it. But this white woman that's missing, she going viral, man. I'm like, what the fuck? There's a 12-year-old black girl the other day. No one gave a fuck about.
Well, I didn't see the white woman. I saw the like 13-year-old black girl that's gone missing.
Yeah, I saw that one. See, but I only saw that a few places. I saw that like from some of my friends, and I haven't seen that again since it was up. I saw this one everywhere. I'm just like, it's just because I guess it's because it's rarer. It's rare. It's a rare thing. But people are just see things mad.
Maybe Terry, you know, like when you're saying about you go into an all black club and you're a white guy or whatever, because like as ethnic minority communities, we're always surrounded by white people, so we don't really seeing a white person as something different. So maybe that's why there's no reaction to it.
I don't know the psychology.
And then when it's the other way round, like because we're in a minority, so we're a bit rarer. Like I remember one time I went to do this rave in Great Yarmouth, and there was it was a drum and bass rave. It was like 1999, the one where it's about to go to 2000 or whatever. And there was like actual Nazis in the crowd, like his drum and bass rave. They had a fucking Nazi.
You're not acing the Nazi hunter
on his forehead. He had Nazi forehead on his forehead. They were just raving it up, Bro, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get killed in here, I was like, I need to do my set and get the fuck out, And then, but they're all just like going all mad and everything. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I just come off, And then some geezer comes to me like, yeah, we don't really get your kind around here. And I was like, oh fuck, it's about to go off, And then he's like, yeah, I want to marry a mixed race woman. I was like, okay. He goes, yeah, it looks like Beyonce. I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, yeah, and then not mixed race.
And then I just, so I was like, oh shit. But then, so you know, that's when people will like you know, like in American Werewolf in London, isn't it? When they walk in a pub and they
what is it with you in American Werewolf in fucking London?
Bro, no, this is the term I used to have for when I would go into a pub in like areas outside London, and the whole place just goes quiet, the dark just stops midair and they're just looking at you and shit. And that's what happens in American Werewolf in London, isn't it? To the two American dudes when they go.
I think this is a massive segue for you to get into your
we're not doing it, bruv. We're not doing it. No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it.
I'll do that with Terror on Wednesday.
Yeah. You save it for that. Ain't doing that shit here. But yeah, and that's the thing though. This place is like Dagenham and fucking Crawley, where I can't go. Like, you know what I mean? One up.
Yeah.
Because man will get approached and then I have to do something. So it's like these places do exist the other way round, and I feel like it's that thing. I think
Dagenham and Crawley have changed now. Like Dagenham, like I know people who live there. Like Stormin used to live in Dagenham, innit? And everything.
All right, Stormin.
Yeah, I think he moved there, and like his mates lived there. And do you know what I mean? I don't know if they've had any.
I'm just picking areas, innit? I grew up in South Foxy, so similar type of thing. But like we again, we can talk about South Foxy. Like you couldn't just go there. You'd have to fight. You know what I mean? Until you put them in their place. But I feel like it's that thing of they think, oh, because our area is like this, they must be the same. It's like there's so much of the shit that racist people do that we don't really give a fuck about. Like I feel like our lives are never like thinking about about how we are in relation to white people. It's never that. It's just we're just trying to fucking live, man. We don't give a fuck about what you don't fucking do. Like none of that.
Like, there was one guy. I know
what I'm saying, AC, that whole thing of coming up to you, like you would never have you might, but I would class him as a fucking dickhead going up to a white person going, oh, do you know what, man? I want to go out with you out of your fucking women. We don't understand you. Like, what the fuck? I don't give a fuck about you lot, man. Get the fuck out my face, man. Like, we don't do that shit over here, man. Sorry.
Nah, I mean, that's like kind of, that's the point, isn't it? I mean, I think there's a lot of white people, not all white people, obviously, but there's a lot of white people whose idea of racial unity is fetishizing like kind of women. Like, so I can't be racist because I fucking love blackbirds. Do you know what I mean? Like, or like you've seen it yourself. Like when we were at the club in Taiwan, where all like the white European blokes were just picking up the girls and blah blah blah. But they probably fucking hate like the local cultures and stuff like that. They just want to fuck a Chinese birds. Like, so it's one of those things where that's the like kind of cultural like kind of split there, where if you're white and in a white country and you interact with people of color, like black people, Asian people, whatever, your idea of what they are may be not necessarily even sexually like kind of fetishized, but it's a fetishized idea of like kind of TVs, films, music, whatever. Like if you're a person of color,
if that's your first reference point, isn't it?
Yeah, and you're black or you're Asian or whatever. I don't know. I'm just purely speculating because obviously I'm a white man in a white country. But like you're in that culture 24/7. You're there. Like your house may be different, but your school's probably not. Like your ride to work every day or school or whatever. So you're not fetishizing like but that's where the idea of like kind of calling anybody who's not white as exotic or like shit like that. So that's hopefully with over the last few years, having non-white people, whoever they are, on the TV and films as stars, like kind of hearing those voices and hearing those stories about like kind of how like kind of, I don't know, the statue. What's the statue that got pulled down in Bristol? What's it called?
Colston.
Oh, yeah, what Colston?
Robert Colston.
Yeah, so what Colston means to one area of the populace as opposed to what it means to another area of the populace.
Slavey McSlave.
Slavey McSlave. Yeah, that's the one.
His name.
So we both know the story. Like we were talking about this revisionist history thing. Yeah. It's your bias that informs you whether it's important to you or not.
Yeah. I mean, the problem was that the original history that people have been taught was revisionist history, and it wasn't the real history. Now they're getting the real history.
That's it right there, man.
People.
Say that again.
It's an uncomfortable thing for a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, the only revisionist history that is going on is when you get these like people like David Irving and all those dickheads who want to try and say the Holocaust didn't happen and all that bullshit. That's what I would call.
Is anybody really paying into that anymore? I think the people who talk about that kind of stuff don't even.
Yeah, Terry, there's some fucking. It's got a resurgence now. That bullshit. There's a resurgence of it online, particularly in America, with these alt-right people. Yeah. A lot of them, they're trying to deny that 6 million got killed, and they'll start. And you know what I mean? They'll start talking all this shit.
Do you ever watch Toast of London?
Yeah.
Like she makes the joke. She's like, no, he's not. He's like, what, the Holocaust denier? He said, no, he's not a Holocaust denier. He just doesn't think the numbers add up. It's just like,
man.
it's mad. It's like, yeah, people really, you know what I actually think? I kind of feel like the fact, this is why I'm not for cancel culture, is I'm always like, you should be able to debate your points if you're talking about things that are factual and be able to go into detail with it. Be able to argue rather than just go, nah, we're not even going to go down that route, because I think that creates more of an issue, because then people feel like, oh, you must have something to hide. And it's not they got something to hide. It's just that it's one of them things that I ain't even going to debate that shit with you. It's like, imagine my kids that's like, oh, I want to know where Father Christmas lives. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, man. Like, I want to know, like, where I'm like, from my side of thing, I'm like, listen, he don't exist. I ain't even talking about that shit. But the kid might want to know, innit? Like, nah, I want to know details. Like, where the fuck is he? So I feel like that's the kind of thing. We're yeah, man, it's the kind of thing we're dealing with.
Santa lives in Essex.
Probably. But it's all mad. Seems like the planet's gone mad. What are you smiling in my face for? I told you fools I can't save you. With a friggin' with his ill behaviour. Big up Roots Maneuver. I just thought I'd say that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's always big up Roots Maneuver though, isn't it? Every day.
It is. Roots Maneuver's got some fucking bangers, man. It's unbelievable. The amount of songs.
Roots Maneuver, I think he's appreciated by a lot of different crowds. But if you actually dig into it, if you dig deep into it, he's a top tier lyricist, like above top tier lyricist. Yes, he's made bangers. Yes, he's like kind of sung on some songs and whatever. But he's like Mos Def to me. Like he's that, like, maybe not to the Mos Def's level, but he's
not technically,
but he's a top tier lyricist.
Content wise, and the ability to really go in your own mind and say what you're thinking. And that's like a whole skill in itself. The only other rapper that I know who does that is Terror. That's the only other rapper that I can go, do you know what? You're saying things that no one else would really get unless they really know you.
Yeah.
And you're saying things in a way, turn a phrase and using words in certain ways that most people just wouldn't really do. Like you're being really, really true to yourself on record. And most people don't do that. Most people go, no. I'm the rapper and this is the side I'm showing you. But it's like with them, it's the other way around. Like you're seeing how
there's like kind of levels to Roots Maneuver himself, like where you can identify with where he's talking about cheese on toast and stuff like that. And it's like, oh yeah, it's an English thing. He's not talking about that. But then if you actually look into, like if you listen to his albums back to front, like Brand New Secondhand, I listen to that once every 2-3 months. You have to. That is nuts. Like the way that album is made. I have a theory as well, yeah. I've never asked him about this, but maybe I'll get a chance to. I feel like it was recorded all in the same day. Or probably.
In the same session.
Yeah.
And he starts off quite up there, and near the end he's getting more and more drunk. And his words are slurring more. And it's just like it really feels like it was done in the same period of time. There's a string that goes through it. And the reason I listen to Brand New Secondhand and A Grand Don't Come for Free when I'm in album mode, because I feel like from start to finish they go together. Same with Run Come Save Me. Like go together. And even you say that, you say I sit here contented with this cheese on toast. We in the and it's real simple, but then we in the belly of the beast. Belly of the beast again is like it's we talk about dog whistle. It's a dog whistle phrase. It's like we in the belly of the beast. Lost in religion now we can't get no sleep. Like there's just so many things that you listen to. His worth was nil until he gained the skill of tongues.
Look, that's the line though. That's
mad though. Line. But like to me, I'm like, I don't even know if 1% of the nation will understand that line.
That's what I'm saying about the cheese on toast line. It's like you can hear the cheese on toast line, but then the like in the same bar pretty much.
Yeah.
His worth was nil until he gained a skill of tongues. Like that. It's like some people are rapping along to it and don't really.
You're not gonna get it.
They're not going to get. I mean, Belly of the Beast is like a catchphrase.
Yeah.
But it's the application of it that matters.
Yeah.
Like, you say you're in the Belly of the Beast, and I can talk about being in fucking Hightown.
Yeah.
But when put together with the rest of that bar, and it starts with the cheese on toast and it ends with like talking about his Phoenix from the Flames moment where he became worth something in the eyes of the world because he's a rapper. It's fucking deep, man. Like, it's really, really deep.
The what's the other one? I feel the pain in my belly and set my soul free. He made a fart bar. Like, it sounds sick. Like, to me, that's just genius. And that's where I get the Mos Def reference, because Mos Def is the kind of person who's gonna give you like I don't know, man, the cool shit. What was I saying, man? He'll give you like the deep shit and then the street shit.
Yeah.
Chester P, the deep shit, the street.
Yeah.
Kalashnikov, the deep shit.
Kalashnikov is another one. But the thing, in my head, Mos Def and Roots Maneuver run parallel. Like, not the same artist, like not the same at all, but they run parallel. I just think that Mos Def has that like kind of tradition of Brooklyn MCs. He has the Biggie and the Jay-Z and the Jazzo and all that kind of stuff as like a fire spitting rapper. Content wise though, those two are completely. But the thing is, you can say that about Roots Maneuver and his like kind of sound system and like London and West Indian kind of influence.
Yeah.
That's how that manifests itself. In Mos Def, it's that Brooklyn fire spitter is how it like kind of how it manifests itself.
Mos Def, one of the things like as a rapper, what you're always trying to do is you're trying to have the rap become talking. And Mos Def does that the best.
Yeah.
It's never like he's rapping; he's just talking, and it happens to rhyme.
Yeah.
You never see the lead up. Like, you never know what's the next word coming. And there's only a few rappers that really do that really well. Beanie Siegel's another one. Like, I don't even know what you're gonna rap with next. It's almost like, because you don't even know. Like, you just
see, I see Styles P like that as well. Like, kind of, I see Styles P in that category where he's just gonna put. Like, he's going to be on a concept, then put another concept in the middle, and then carry on with the previous concept. Like, not the most technical rapper in the world, but everything he says, I am glued to it, absolutely glued to it. Like, I don't know.
I met Mos Def.
What's that?
I met Mos Def.
Did you?
I bet he's going to say next. He's a prick, man.
Yeah. He's a prick.
He's a prick, yeah. I went up to him, I was like, yo, get on my album. And he's like, nah, I can't, bro. Gotta catch a flight. I was like, fuck you then, man.
I was trying to sell him the FTP CD, innit?
Yeah.
It was at what's that shop that they used to do that thing in Central London?
Dark and Cold. No, Real. Sorry,
yeah. And I spoke to him. He was with a American actor guy. I think he must have been in whatever film
Bruce Willis
was in. Nah, it was he's a short guy, white dude with like mousy brown hair. I can't remember what he's been in, but he was cool, but Mos Def was a dick. Like, and then like so
he was not people. He was not a dick. He just wasn't fucking kissing AC's ass.
No. Because I spoke to him and he was like, I can't understand what you're saying, and he pranced off.
Okay, he can't understand you.
But he pranced off. Why can't
he prance?
He pranced
Brooklyn,
like an elf. He was like an elf, man. He pranced off like an elf.
You need to watch your fucking mouth talking about the god like that, man.
And then the actor dude was like, yo, I'm sorry about him. And he bought the CD off me. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Don't worry about it. And then I met Styles P as well in Leicester Square.
I met him with you.
Yeah, he was cool.
He was cool as fuck.
Exactly. Mos Def was a dick. Styles P was cool.
Yeah, but like,
and Pharoah Monch was like cool.
Yeah, Pharoah Monch.
Pharoah Monch didn't even want to tell me who he was. That's how he was that cool.
Pharoah Monch is
he just bought my CD. He bought the CD and he didn't even tell me who he was. I was like, I swear I recognize you. You've been on TV or something. He was like, something like that. And then like bought the CD off me, and then the girl who was with him, she later came back and she was like, yeah, that was Pharoah Monch. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why did you tell me, man? Shit. He's like, no, he's just humble. He's humble like that, innit?
Yeah, do you know Gemlo Starks?
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, Gemlo. Like she's like best mates with Pharoah Monch. Like
maybe it was her then.
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah. Like
what she look like?
She's shortish, dark hair.
Mixed race?
Girl. No,
white girl.
No, it wasn't her then. No.
But yeah, it's like Pharoah Monch is like known to be one of the safest of the safe.
Yeah.
Can't remember what we were talking about before.
Rappers who say
interjecting about Mos Def being a prick.
Stars P was one of the favorite ones ever because it was like that was D Block G Unit time.
Yeah.
And like he just rose up by himself, like short and stocky, and I was just like, oh shit. Stars P, man. That's how you said, when you like turn to like a little giggling schoolgirl.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do.
God damn. It's like, you said, but I'm still trying to be cool with it.
Yeah.
What up, homie?
Exactly what I would do. Like, I listened to that Two Jews and Two Black Dudes podcast that he does with the It's the Real.
Yeah.
And him and Sheik are so fucking funny, man. Like, I just want to be part of that crew, like, and just laugh. Sheik is hilarious. Like, he would be the AC of the podcast, 100%.
Yeah. He's like, because he's got that. You know what's funny? Yeah, on the first Locks album, obviously Jadakiss and Styles were the standouts.
Yeah.
Because they were the best rappers. Yeah, so Styles is gonna give you, he's gonna come with the gems. Jadakiss are gonna hit you with the slickness. But when you talk about what kind of album that was, it was made for Sheik. Like Sheik did what he was supposed to do in it. He was the one who came with the gloss. Like he came with the flair. And it wasn't until you went to D Block, then he was just like, I ain't doing that shit anymore. I'm gonna snap it next. And then you're like, oh damn, this guy's like for real. Yeah. But on the first album, when I listened back to it, I was like, nah, Sheik killed every verse.
Like the thing about Sheik is, yes, Jadakiss arguably is like the kind of the star of the group, right? Yeah. Like he's the big league rapper of the group. Like he's the guy that's there with like kind of Jay-Z and like the big time.
Ghostface and man.
Yeah, exactly. But Sheik, like, I mean, Styles came out like and did his like kind of independent thing and became like an underground superstar and a legend, like a Bun B style legend. That's what like kind of Styles P is nowadays. Yeah. But like Sheik, it's because he never really like until it was all way down, like kind of way into time, way into D Block and all that kind of stuff. He didn't release a solo album. Like he was never interested in like kind of taking, like he was like, I'm just playing my role here. Whilst do you know he's like independently a millionaire?
I can imagine that. Yeah.
So he's got the sickest voice out of all of them.
Because for me, like he projects it. He's the one who does his thing. Like Jadakiss has got a really distinctive voice. Styles P is really serious. If you heard it from the P, you better know it's the truth. I get you kidnapped, raped, and thrown off a roof. When I heard that shit, that changed my life, you know. When I heard that, when I heard those bars, I was just like, nah, like what? Wait, I thought we were just rapping. Like, what the hell's going on here? Like, he's the guy who's the most serious. Like, he's the one. Like, so when I met him, I was like, I ain't messing with you. I ain't no funny business. You will get stabbed. But like Jada, like Sheik was the one who was like, no, I'm here to rap. Like, I'm my personality and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, it's like
Sheik apparently, like his mum, like used to take his checks, like she used to take his royalty checks and that, and she invested them all in property for him. Like, and unfortunately, she passed away like a couple of years ago, apparently. But like, he only really got revealed how wealthy he is because his mum used to take care of all his business, and she bought property everywhere. So to stop him like kind of spending it, like she just used to take it off of him, buy houses, and like now he's got like a kind of housing portfolio. It's fucking mental, man. Like, good that he's the reason they've got like the kind of D Block studio and all that kind of stuff. He built it. Fucking great. Sheik is like the yes, those two are like the kind of superstars, but Sheik is like the spirit animal of the Locks.
I feel like if I had to not mess with one of them, it would definitely, like in a room, I don't want to mess with Sheik, man.
Yeah.
You see, I was watching an old video with Sheik when he goes, remember when he had the beef with J Hood?
Yeah.
And the way he speaks about it, you always know like how a beef is by the way someone's speaking about it. And he's just like, That's my little man. Like me, I know his mom, man. You know what I mean, man? Niggas might go up his mom's crib, hang out, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, he ain't no problem. Like, he's just, the way he's talking about it, it's just like, he just sons J Hood so badly. It's just okay. In a way, it's like, no, this can never be beef. Like, what I'm saying, if you read between the lines, is I fuck his mum. Like, like, it's not that. I could be his stepdad. Like, it's just like, oh shit, okay, this is you're not nothing to play with.
Yeah, like he's never been heard of again.
Who? J Hood.
J Hood.
Yeah.
I don't think he after he dragged the chain that was a weird time in hip hop, man.
Yeah, it was.
That was like the Joe Budden beefing, Ramson. And all
that. Joe Budden, like kind of turning up to people's houses live on the internet and stuff like that, and then just getting the shit kicked out of him as well. Like who smacked him about? It was Raekwon, wasn't it?
It wasn't Raekwon. It was.
Was it Street Fight?
Papa Wu.
Or was it Papa Wu?
Oh no, he said something about Papa Wu, and then one of Raekwon's boys.
No, what happened was he in typical Joe Budden style, he said that Method Man isn't in his top 10 rappers.
Oh,
or something like that. It's and then he got approached by Raekwon, and I think it was like Street Life or Papa Wu, one of them. They like kind of gave him a bit of a beat down, and then he kind of went quiet on the beef stuff after that. I don't think he had the taste for it anymore.
I think he beat up his girl, innit, and made her have a miscarriage.
Allegedly.
Shit, man. Well, she took a picture of the dead fetus in the toilet and everything.
Allegedly.
That killed. After that, I ain't really listened to Joe Budden, man. I was just like, nah, man.
Why do you always bring this?
Was it? Is it? Have I brought it up before?
No, just you have to take it super dark every single time.
I don't know.
Took a picture of the fetus in the toilet.
Yeah, she did it. She took the picture. Yeah. She goes like, look what he did. Like, because it was the evidence, innit? You know, for the court case or whatever. So and then she let it. It was Esther Baxter, innit? You know, Esther Baxter in the Freak Elite video, Petey Pablo. No, not Petey Pablo. Petey Pablo, innit?
Listen, man, Joe Budden bust case, innit? So.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you got to say what it is. You know what I mean?
I thought Petey Pablo was underrated.
Petey Pablo, yeah, he was good.
Couple of hits.
Yeah. There's so many rappers who have had like a good few hits, and you think they're going to be massive, and then they just disappear again.
Ray Cash.
No.
Ray Cash, no.
Bumping My Music. He was from Cleveland. Had a track with, I think Jay-Z jumped on a remix.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of the ones I swear that era was nuts, man.
Yeah.
A little bit after that was...
But that was the Saigon era as well, wasn't it?
Like, Saigon.
Saigon was like the biggest thing. And then...
Papoose.
Papoose.
What happened to... Is Hell Rail still about? I thought Hell Rail was going to be big.
Yeah.
The last time Hell Rail was seen, I think it was in a restaurant, either beating someone up or getting beat up. One of the two.
Oh. He had a sick voice and he had good bars as well.
Hell Rail and J.R. Writer, I thought were fucking wicked. Like, they were both really, really good. And it was just...
Dipset was cold, man. I think the problem is like, when you come up, you're just doing whatever you're doing, yeah? But then when you start getting industry money, and not everybody's getting industry money, it creates division within these groups. And the margin for error is so small. People's attention spans are so small. It was in the transitional period where music was dying. So there was a lot of people that kind of just ducked off music because they was like, nah, this ain't really what it's going to be in the future. Not knowing it was going to, you know what I mean?
There was even like someone like Bishop Lamont or someone like that who was like supposed to be the next biggest thing, was signed to Aftermath and whatever. Gone.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like there's very little space for a lot of rappers to be like kind of around at the same time. Like
Ludacris's crew, innit? Like 2 Chainz.
What they called? Nah, not the other, not Duffel Bad Boys. What's the one he had after that? There was another group.
Luda?
Man. Yeah, he had another group, man.
Field Mob.
Oh my days. Their album was nuts.
Wasn't that
album? Huh?
Wasn't that Field Mob?
Wasn't 2 Chainz in that called Titty Boy and all that?
No, that was a Duffel Bag. That was
Bad Boy. There was someone that came out of Field Mob as well, I'm sure. like who kind of made it, maybe on an underground level or something. I can't remember. I have to look it up.
But the album was cool. But I feel like this is the thing we don't really speak about a lot. And this is the kind of thing I think about when I think about maybe still trying to get signed or whatever. And obviously in England it's a smaller place, so you're playing with a lot less money. But the pressure of, we're going to give you some money, make money back. If you don't make money back, you're probably going to be stuck as a write-off for a good couple of years. You won't be able to make any music for anybody else, and by the time it comes around for you to make music, either you're going to be sick of doing it, or people would have forgotten about you and no one's going to care.
Yeah, or you could do it under another name, couldn't you?
Yeah, but then you spent so long building up your buzz over that name that you spend a lifetime building up. Say I'm Genesis Elijah. I've been Genesis Elijah forever, right? Yeah. Then I get a deal. It doesn't work out. Then I'm like, right, I got to change it. I got to go by another name.
Yeah.
You don't have none of that. You started from scratch with a name that no one knows.
Hashtag Jones. There's a name for you.
Well, then you have to do
Brown Jones.
Hash Brown Jones.
Then you have to do a what's it called, isn't it? A campaign where you're saying, I was now I'm this person, and then
okay.
You know what I mean, you have to do that first,
cool.
And then launch.
But it's never the same.
Nah.
And another thing as well.
Look at 2 Chainz though, isn't it?
2 Chainz is different. 2 Chainz went from a. He not only did he went to a better deal. If I change my name from Genesis Elijah to a better deal, then I'm cool. Yeah. I call myself whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That might happen.
That ain't gonna happen for most people, because what's gonna happen is a label gonna look at you and go, unless you're really cool with another label, bearing in mind there's only 3 labels you can really go with and their subsidiaries. If they go, we just saw you try and do something, it didn't work. We are not putting any more money into you. Like that's just what it's gonna be. Unless
you get a situation like the Snyder Cut where people are demanding it, and then they're like, "Oh, we can make some money out of this."
Yeah, but if people are demanding it, then you don't need a fucking.
Yeah, then you would be cool.
Yeah,
but I think the funniest thing is because I get to see people who have worked with major labels. Like I said before, Terry, you were on looking at the streaming numbers, and you see when someone's working with either the publishing company or the production company, and you see the streaming numbers because they got a bit of money behind them. But then when the label kick in and really give you the budget, the streams go crazy, right? If you don't have that behind you, you're just not good. It doesn't matter how big of an artist you are. If Drake releases a single, well, Drake's a bad example. Let me take that away, because Drake's got loads of money. But if you think of an artist that's really big, actually, we have an example, Lil Wayne. So Lil Wayne was the biggest artist at one point, on par with Drake. Why did his last album not do as good as Drake's last album? It's not just because he's not as big of an artist. It's because the budget isn't there. You're not getting the same budget. If you don't have the same budget, it doesn't matter how big you are, you're not getting the same, you're not doing those kind of numbers.
I think that's inherently linked to his album, like, really wasn't that good either. So that maybe the record label like kind of looked at it and went, we're not investing in this.
See, okay, kind of, but I kind of get you.
Yeah.
Nothing really hit. Like what song hit? The one he did with Swiss Beats. Yeah. So that was the one that hit, and nothing really kind of came with that. But when you've got the label behind you, sometimes they can push things over the top, especially if you're the one keeping the lights on. They're going to push you and make you do what you need to do to hit those. At least if you're hitting the minimum numbers, and that's going to give you a springboard to get to your next spot. Not everybody's afforded that privilege.
No, and I think 100%. But I also think that the reason that Drake is having like an exorbitantly long run, like for the time that he's not stopped. Like he's been at the top for like 10 years now, pretty much.
100%.
And he was in the Grassy Junior High as well, isn't
it? No one cares about that, AC. Fuck about that shit.
But he's there because he's never left.
Yeah.
He's literally never left. There's always something Drake in the forefront of whatever. Like there may be like 6 months off or something like that, but there's still like kind of maintaining that Drake brand.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne, I mean, I'm not going to get into the differences between Lil Wayne and Drake or whatever. Like, but Lil Wayne just fucking disappeared.
Yeah.
He disappeared into Lil Wayne land.
Yeah.
Like, and did what Lil Wayne does and learned how to, I don't know, water ski or something like that. And then made an album about water skiing. But like, there's something to be said on that front as well. That if the budget could potentially be there, if you're willing to just, if you hit that high and you get in there and you're still making good music and you're willing to be in front of the camera or in the public eye all the time, and that's Drake's secret. Yeah. Like his last tune, like that the last tune that he put out a couple of days ago, it's whatever. Like it doesn't.
Don't be like, yo, come on, bruv.
I mean, it's good. Don't get
no.
It's a good tune, but like. It could be any Drake tune for the last 2 years.
Maybe that. But the level is so, for me, I think the level is so high what he does. And he does this thing where every couple of years, he comes with a new flow. And you know that's going to be it's like everyone goes, is that what we're doing? We're doing that, yeah? All right, cool. We'll do that for the next 5 years.
I'm not taking away from that. But the thing is, he hasn't gone away and grown. Like he's just been there constantly over the full stretch of it. So I'm like
biased.
And I tell you what, I really like that.
I didn't know I came on this podcast to be disrespected. I didn't know that.
I really like that.
Shit, man. I thought I never really give a fuck about Drake, to be honest.
All right, okay, listen.
Chicken for AC.
This shit can, and AC, I know where the fuck you live, yeah. Listen, no, I kind of, do you know what? Again, yeah, I understand that because if you're not really following, and if you're not a Drake fan or
I'm not the biggest fan in the world,
you're not going to see certain things. But what I would say is on that Lemon Pepper freestyle, yeah, his verse that goes on for like 95 minutes. Every single bar is a fucking. It's a diss to everyone who's ever rapped. Like it's just anyone who's ever thought they had money. Anyone who ever thought they was.
I'm not debating that yes, there's the Lemon Pepper, whatever, and all the other stuff that he's done, the Daily Duppy and whatever. Like it's all really good. There's no two ways about it. But there's a lot of fucking really good rappers out there. The reason he is at where he is, and he's almost like kind of untoppable, is because he never goes away.
Yeah.
He never goes away. Like, and he maintains like a quality product. And like I say, I really like the tune. I've listened to it about 4 or 5 times over the last few days. It's just popped up. I added it to one of my playlists, and it's a cool tune. I do really like that "Laugh Now, Cry Later" or whatever it's called. That tune we played about 6 months ago. The video to that is fucking amazing as well.
Yeah, but I guess another thing as well, like going back.
He's not challenging me. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe it doesn't matter if he's not trying to challenge me. Who gives a fuck what I think, to be honest?
Okay, so let's switch it then. Let's go to someone who does do the challenging. So I feel like Kendrick is someone who's his music, it pushes you. So the first time you hear it, you're like, I don't know about this. And not to I think Drake sometimes has that as well, but not to the extent. A lot of times, the first time I hear a Drake song, I'm like, oh my God, it's a classic. This is a motherfucking classic.
But maybe the thing about, just sorry to interrupt, but maybe the thing about Drake is we don't find him challenging because he is the culture. Like he is the norm. Like when he does something, it becomes the norm. So it becomes not challenging at all. Like, I don't like everything that Kendrick puts out at all. Like, but I'm always listening to Kendrick. If there's a Drake thing there, I knew that Drake tune was out. I just didn't listen to it for a bit because I thought, I kind of know what it's going to be. It's going to be cool. It's going to be like he's going to say "man dem" in it at some point. And
I woke up my family in the middle of the night. Got them all out.
But like Kendrick can be really fucking hard to listen to.
Yeah,
like you'll hear it and you'll go, and then it'll grow on you. Then it'll be the most amazing thing you've ever fucking heard 2 weeks later.
See, when I first heard
got in an argument with Kendrick Lamar's manager.
I don't even doubt that shit. He was a prick.
Yeah,
I was like, nah, we need to do, you need to get fucking Kendrick, to fucking. He needs to rap over like more West Coast beats, innit, man? You got Dre, then he's rap over the old school West Coast, man. That's what you gotta do. And his manager was like, okay, all right, buddy. Ah, you're a fucking prick, man.
No, probably.
And the terror punched him.
He's showing Hammersmith, yeah. So I'm there selling my CD, and then he's come out,
It's a lot of your stories sound like this, man. I was saying that's the name. That's the name of your fucking biography. I was saying my CD.
Yeah. I saw him coming out the toilet to Burger King. I went up to him.
He's taking a piss. I've put the CD in his hand, and he's pissed all over the CD, man.
Get the CD.
I want to hear this story. I need to hear this story.
So I'm there, yeah, and then like there's all the bootlegger guys, isn't it, selling the t-shirts, yeah? So he's come out and he's flexing like he's a bad man or whatever, and he was having a go at them or something.
Wait, Kendrick's manager for what? Top Dog?
I don't know.
He's a fucking he's a bad man. Like,
I don't know if it was that guy. I'd have to not Top Dog, who used to be a rapper.
No. This is from TDE.
No, I don't think it was him then.
Okay,
someone else. Someone else. But
anyway,
what does that guy look like?
I don't even.
The Top God geezer.
Black. I don't know. He's a guy.
Nah, this guy wasn't. Okay. No, he wasn't there. Not him there. So he comes out and he's like, he's having a go at them or whatever, and saying that he's gonna get them all moved on. Or he's just going, I'm gonna get all you motherfuckers moved on, man. And so I was like, you ain't getting me moved on. He was like, I ain't talking to you, motherfucker. And no one's gonna buy your fucking shit CDs anyway. I was like, fuck you then, innit? Wow. And then he's like, I'm coming back. He was like, I'm from Compton. I was like, I ain't give a fuck where you're from, innit? Come, innit? And then he just never came back. So that was the end.
Another classic. Another AC classic.
Bit of a dick. But like anyway, Kendrick, I like Kendrick's tunes, yeah. But the only thing that I didn't sometimes like about Kendrick was some of the way he pronounces words, and sometimes I don't like his voice. But that's it. Everything else is fine. Like I really liked his music and that.
See, I love the stuff he does with his voice. But when I first heard To Pimp a Butterfly, I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I might just kill myself now so I don't have to hear anything else because this is the top it's ever going to be. And I love that album. Like I love that album so much. I rarely listen to it because I'm just like, I don't ever want to. Every time I listen to it, I want it to be in a certain place, in a certain time. I want to appreciate it in a certain way. So when I heard Damn, I was like, nah, man, this ain't hitting me the same.
Yeah.
Then I think we went on a trip somewhere and I had it on like repeat a few times. By the end of the fucking trip, to this day, I listened to it last night. To this day, it's one of my favorite albums ever. Like,
Damn.
I love that album.
The Damn tune. What's the tune that's like, was it XXX or whatever? It's got the 5 different beats on it or whatever. Which one's that one? Is it that one?
I don't know. It might be. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that one's sick.
There's just like so much. Yeah, it's the one. Yeah. There's just so much shit in there. Like the way he switches things up. And
yeah.
I think what he has is way more substance. Drake gives you substance, but only gives you the substance of his life, innit? So he's very much.
Yeah, I mean Drake.
If you don't care about Drake, you're not gonna like Drake's music. Whereas Kendrick is giving you stories and scenarios. One of the things I love about Kendrick is when he raps, you never know if he's rapping as him or somebody else. Like you never know the angle he's coming with. To me, as someone who's as a storyteller, that's amazing because it's that whole thing of we're watching The Servant, like you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh shit! I haven't watched Friday's episode of The Servant yet.
Gotta watch that motherfucker, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it straight after this. Fuck.
Yeah, like that shit to me is amazing. I love that. I love that that idea of you're rapping. Cool, it's a good song. Then you're like, wait a minute, he's not being himself. He's rapping as somebody else. He's saying like, what the fuck? Like, I love that, man. I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for that shit.
But do you know what that shows as well? It shows that he's got confidence in his listeners. Like that he'll do something like that and not have to explain himself while he's doing it. Like he puts it down to the listeners to unpick his art, which is the ultimate compliment, right? Yeah. So with again using Drake as somewhat as the other end of the spectrum to that. Yeah. Everything Drake does is on the nose. Like
100%.
Yeah, he's talking about his life, his lifestyle, and talking about his experiences, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't have to. You can like kind of engage on it on a different level, but you don't have to engage Drake's music in the same way. Like with Kendrick, the reason. I mean, I think that it's that longevity argument. Obviously, that's completely null and void at this point. Like with both of the artists, to be honest. Like, I mean. What will be, and I hate this argument, but I think it's quite relevant to this conversation. whose album will still be regarded as like kind of in the top kind of tier, top 10 albums of all time in 50 years? Will it be Drake or will it be Kendrick Lamar?
I honestly feel like Take Care is still going to be there, which ironically features Kendrick Lamar. I think Take Care will definitely be there.
Yeah.
Because you know what it is? It's when you talk about what's a genre defining album. So what album shifts the culture.
Yeah.
And I don't think Kendrick shifted the culture. I think maybe he shifted it for certain MCs, and he also allowed, like, what Kendrick does is Kendrick allows more space for other people to exist in.
Yeah.
So he's like pushing the boundaries out, allowing other people to kind of that to become more mainstream. But there's nothing in what Drake does that I'm like, oh, that's not mainstream. It just, with Drake, it's like, oh, this is the new mainstream. That's
what I'm saying. Like every time he is the norm. Whatever he does,
that's it.
That is the norm. Yeah.
That's where we're going. Like, we're on this road, and then Kendrick will beat a path, and you'll be like, oh shit, there's a path you can go that way, and then Drake will come and be like, yep, shit, here we go. There's a new M1.
Do you think the stories that Kendrick told on like Good Kid, Mad City are more enduring? Like not even more universal, but more enduring? Do you think that, like, is a coming of age album like Good Kid, Mad City? And I can't believe I'm saying this. I really genuinely can't believe I'm saying this. But Good Kid, Mad City is currently rating very close to Illmatic for me. Like those two albums, I think about those two albums in the same space nowadays. Yeah. Like it's that kind of, that it's not just even that they're like kind of, because Illmatic, it's not a concept album, but it could very well be a concept album. Because
it feels the one producer. That's why I do what I do, because that makes a massive.
He had about 5 producers on the album.
Yeah, but they're all kind of similar sound though. It's all coming.
Okay,
also, the stories he was telling. If you were to make an album about like a young kid from the New York projects. That is like, you could be anybody, you could be anywhere in the world, and you did your research, you would make Illmatic. Not as well, but that's why it feels like a concept album to me, because it is, like so much hip hop at that time, like it was like scattergun. There was concepts here, concepts there, like, or no concepts whatsoever. Everybody just shouting represent all the time. but then like Nas comes along and makes an album that could only be themed around Queensbridge. Like New York State of Mind feels like a concept track. Like it feels like it's from like a stage show about the slums of New York. And that's what I think about Good Kid, Mad City, where it feels like the same album, but 20 years later based in Compton.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if you asked Kendrick what was your inspiration, if he didn't say that. I think Nas is like, I think in retrospect, I look back on Nas kind of harshly. And I feel like with his album, there's a lot of cheat codes in it. I feel like it's like you look back and you're like, oh my God, he had this, we used a basketball analogy. He had this amazing game, man. He had an amazing game. And it's like, when you look back, you're like, actually, no, it wasn't an amazing game. He had an amazing quarter. The album's only half an hour long. It's like, I expect
some people argue that it benefits from that though.
That's what I'm saying. I think it does benefit from that, because it's like, it's compressed. It's a short amount of time. And you didn't have to hold my attention for an hour. Like,
but surely, I get what you're saying completely. Is that a cheat code, or is that just an album? When like a lot of albums are so over bloated that there's always tracks that you're going to skip. Like back in the day, I used to skip Life's a Bitch, but I don't anymore. But like literally, there's hardly any other albums apart from like the Infamous where I just never skip a track. Even like, I don't know, I think maybe Midnight Marauders, I don't skip anything either. But maybe that's what an album should be.
Yeah.
Like fucking 45 minutes long, and just punch you in the face for the entire time, then go peace and I'm out.
100%. That's the way it should be. 100%. But that's why when I feel like Kendrick has done that on Good Kid, Mad City with no skips.
Yeah.
For a longer period of time. Obviously, production-wise, the production values are a lot higher. The skits make the album. Like, the skits bring it together.
100%.
Like
I get goosebumps now thinking about the skits where he's talking about the dominoes and all that kind of stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's such a cold concept.
that's what, like, I guess, when did my album come out? But I've always, when I did it in private moments in public, like, that was always a thing for me. Like, there's certain bits that I want the listener to kind of be there within the, like, it brings the album together, you know what I mean? And then for me, it's like it lasts forever because I didn't like the skits that I made, they weren't like, right guys, we're gonna do this. I actually just recorded people secretly, like this is what I'm getting, and that made even you laughing at the end of my track, like when we were fucking up, like that shit to me is like.
I remember that as well. It's because I did a massive burp and then went, that's why you had pasta for lunch.
But like, I've had people message me like, yo, that I love that. I love the way it all brings it together.
Yeah.
All these little things, man. But I think I guess when we look back, can we have a similar conversation with Drake's Take Care? Yeah, maybe we can. But I feel like,
honestly, I don't know the album as well. Like, I remember, because I love that you played me that Rigor Mortis tune in the studio, and I fucking lost my mind over it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the studio, in my bedroom. And then we were listening to Good Kid, Mad City on the way back from Cardiff or something like that. And I was like, yeah, this is all right. I kind of like it. And it just slowly, as the album went on, just completely absorbed me. And it was like driving down a motorway at that time of night and just seeing the lights and everything. And it just, and it just like, fuck yeah, this is me now. I'm absorbed in this album.
Have you ever had it where you're driving, and you smoke some skunk, and then like all of the tunes go slow, but it's the same. You can understand everything. The rapper sounds like he's rapping in the same tone of voice, but everything's just gone slow. Have you ever had that?
No, homie, I don't smoke, so nah. But
because I've smoked skunk since I was about 15.
We're driving back from Reading, and then Combo's there, and he's got this skunk here, and I smoked it, and then all of these, we listened to Zero CD, innit? And it was like, it didn't get screwed and chopped, but all the tunes, they're like 4-minute tunes, they took like half an hour each tune. And I was like, bro, why has everything gone slow? And it was like, fuck those, man. It's like, the tunes they lasted like half an hour each, man. I was like, bro, this fucked up the time-space continuum, man.
This is almost as good as your getting high off a Red Bull story.
Bro, yeah, that was the other. That was Let Me See the Future, innit? So yeah,
this skunk is good, man. It's not skunk.
Fucking BMC or some shit.
It's heroin. Oh fuck! It's Angel Dust.
Hey, so you don't think we're gonna be like out on June? We're gonna be like let free.
I think there'll be social distance events. You know where they have those ones where you have to sit down event. So you have the DJ and the whatever the performers are there, and everyone's just got to sit down on these tables, all that bullshit.
Yeah, I think whatever the middle date is, like whatever it is, May or something like that, when you can meet in bigger groups than 2 or whatever it is. I think everybody's just gonna fucking lose their minds, fucking go outside, jump on each other, spit in each other's mouths, and we'll be back in lockdown by October.
Oh no!
Yeah, probably.
That's why.
Well, you have to come to my birthday boat party, innit?
What's that?
You have to come to my birthday boat party then, man.
I don't do boats, man. I don't do boats.
When's your birthday,
man?
When is it?
It was probably gonna be the first week of July, innit? My birthday is 29th of June.
Oh, we're really close in birthday.
How come me and AC have like damn near the same birthday? We never celebrated birthdays together.
So we'll do it. You better come to the birthday boat party then.
Nah,
mine's the 22nd of June, isn't it?
Oh shit! So you better come as well, and then we'll cut a cake.
How long have I known you, Terry? I never know what day. All I know is when it's Terry's birthday, coffee cake's involved.
I barely remember your second name, mate.
Yeah, I'll get you a coffee cake. But then what we should do as well, I was thinking, I said to Scoundrel, because Scoundrel's like, he's running it too for me,
So, oh, is it? I'll definitely come to Scoundrel's guy. I don't give a fuck about you, but I love to see Scoundrel.
So I said, let's do a fancy dress one. So, and he was like, but only the girls will turn up in fancy dress, or a lot of the men won't bother. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I wanted to do something a bit fun, innit? But add a bit of
Make the thing tracksuits and Air Max, and then it inspired like
Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready right now. I'm ready right now, man.
That's what it's gonna be anyway.
And everybody will turn up in fancy dress.
But I wanted to do a theme. I wanted to do some kind of theme, man. Like
The superhero thing.
superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
Do a
that,
lockdown theme. Lockdown theme. Everyone has to wear masks and
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
All I wore when I was at home was tracksuit trousers. I ordered like 2 pairs of tracksuit trousers off I ordered a pair of fucking Carhartt tracksuit trousers, like 80 quid, and then it turned up and they ended up refunding me. I was gutted about that.
Damn.
I just get home in my Carhartt.
I think I've worn like the same in lockdown. I've just worn the same clothes every day. Like,
Pretty much.
I don't give a fuck.
I was wearing the same tracksuit for about 2 weeks, man. Like,
2 weeks, that ain't. Nah, man, this shit. I get a month out of this motherfucker. Like,
it might have been a month.
no, they seeing me. Like,
month.
the last time I got fresh to death was when I got stuck in the mud. I'm like, all right, fuck, I ain't do that shit again. I ain't leaving the house again.
Yeah, last time.
Yeah, you know, like on Illmatic though. Yeah. I really like.
Oh, we back on that.
We just switched back.
I really like Lights a Bitch, man. Like
yeah,
AZ's verse is cold on that.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, mate. Like I just didn't like it at the time.
Oh,
like at the time, I was like, this is some soft shit. I'm not.
It's a chilled one. It's a chilled one.
I was like, I'm not like coming off the back of Represent and going into like kind of One Love or whatever the track listing is.
Oh yeah.
I'm not in this at all. But I mean, later on, I mean, Ace. I was going to see AC's verse. Then what's his name? AZ's verse is legendary.
Yeah.
Man.
Fucking crazy that.
I mean, it's by far one of the best like kind of verses ever.
Yeah.
Like on any feature.
Yeah. But like, do you think Nas holds it up with him on that tune or not?
Well, that's that. There's who does the lyric? I can't remember his name, but there's a rapper that goes, I'm like AZ, I'm the only one that can keep up with Nas. Like he.
All right. Okay, someone actually messaged me the other day. Was like, "Oh, do you want to come on my podcast and give like an honest opinion of Nas?" And I was like, "Okay, that's a weird way to frame it." But my honest opinion of Nas is okay. Like I don't.
Nas is sick.
Okay. Nas has some sick verses, yeah.
Yeah.
But Nas is. I never looked at Nas. You know what's funny? I did the Feast theme remix.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And to this,
the official one.
Nah, I didn't make it. Who got it? What's his name?
Loki and thingy. No, geezer in it. What's his name?
Rising Sun.
Yeah, Rising Sun.
Pick up my boy Rising Sun. His rap name. I see, because he don't use his rap name anymore. I was like, what's his rap name? But anyway, so when I did my verse, I was like, my verse stands the fuck up with Nas, and like it might sound big headed, but I just felt like I can put me on a track with Nas, he's not someone who's gonna intimidate me. I don't, and that might sound stupid to other people listening, but I feel like as a rapper, the things we're gonna speak about, a lot of stuff Nas talks about that people go, oh, that's so deep. I'm like, it's not really. Like it's not crazy. It's good, but it's not. People just put extra sauce on it. And that might sound weird coming from me, who's like, when fucking Drake goes, yeah, I'm like, oh shit, he said yeah. Did you hear the way he said yeah? Like, oh, you know what I mean? But like, to me, it's never like I always look at it like, who do I want to listen to? And Nas is never someone who I'm like, oh, he's got a new verse, I have to listen to this new verse. Jay-Z's got a new verse, I have to listen to the new Jay-Z verse. Royce the 5'9", I have to listen to the new Royce. Yeah. Like there's a long list of rappers before I get to Nas, and I'm like,
so Nas. Yeah,
like, I think Nas is sick, but like, when I seen him perform live, I didn't really rate him as a live performer.
Was he a prick?
He's like, no, he was on stage. I never met him.
Nas, cut the fucking music. Cut the music. Yeah, CD. You know, buy my CD, mate. You're a fucking prick, man. Fuck you.
What it was is he kept like losing his breath and all that kind of stuff, and he wasn't like, do you know what I mean? I saw him in Belgium actually at this festival out there. But that's kind of like, I didn't really rate him as a live performer, but studio MC or whatever, I think he's really good. But the last tune I heard with it that I actually listened to was the newest stuff, was that Queensbridge Politics tune.
That is actually a really good tune.
And I thought he went in on that tune. I thought, when he wants to, he can go in.
Okay,
you know
Nas can go in, but Nas can't go in unless the beat's cold. That's the bit. Like, there's certain people who can, regardless if the beat, I might not like the beat, but they can still do their thing. With Nas, I feel like certain songs like Queen's Day, some of my favorite Nas songs, the Do-Rags Are Back. It's like it's the beat, and he knows how to. Once you give Nas the right beat, he knows how to manipulate it and say the things to get you just in that zone. Which again,
he must like that beat, innit?
Yeah.
That's like me. Like I won't listen to an album. I'll listen for the beat first. If I don't like the beat, I'm not listening to the track. I'm not even listening to it. I'm not even bothered. I'm
same here.
So that's the problem with a lot of Nas's albums for me. Like when he started fucking with other producers.
You can hate me now.
Yeah, I couldn't listen to that. I've never listened to that whole tune. But like those when the beat quality fell down, then I couldn't really listen to it. When he's on a good beat, like that Queensbridge Politics, that's a sick beat.
It's the banging beat. Like
that tune Deja Vu, that's the sick beat. I don't know.
Nas, like when he's good, he's good.
Yeah.
When he's not good, he's average. Like he's never shit. Like
nah, you're never gonna get shit. Nah, never.
He's never shit. When he's not good, when he's not amazing, he's average.
Yeah.
Like, and that's his stumbling block for sure. Like his first album, even his second album, it was was fucking amazing all the way through that. It's not my favorite album, but obviously I love Illmatic. But Illmatic, in it was written. He's come off the back of 2 albums that has put him in as Rakim status, God status. Like he's.
But I know he's supposed to be there. Yeah, I'm not.
But at that time, with a rapper who was doing commercial bits like him, getting to that commercial level, then he was like at the peak of out of all of the commercial guys who were doing bits, he was kind of like
he was that guy. I mean, but then look at who else was around at that kind of time, like post those 2 albums into like the kind of the late 90s and early 2000s. You had Jay-Z, you had like a few very, very good rappers, but it was like, and I don't think Ludacris is a shit rapper. I think Ludacris is actually a fucking brilliant rapper.
Very good rapper. Yeah.
Yeah, but like he wasn't bringing that kind of substance.
The content's different. Yeah,
he did different content. Yeah.
But
so he's taking that seriously, and then you got Busta Rhymes, who is a phenomenal rapper, but he's not bringing that content, so he's not taken seriously in that same arena. Like, so there's lots of good rappers about. Like I don't think. Busta Rhymes has ever dropped a verse that didn't make me go. Like Busta Rhymes is another one. If Busta drops a new verse, I'm instantly listening to it, whatever it is.
Busta's better than Nas.
But but with Nas,
because Nas
if Nas drops a new album, I'm definitely listening to it.
Yeah, that what's it? The fucking.
But the thing is, I like Nas. Yeah,
Nas' last album was sick.
You know when Nas is in Cool G rap mode, that's when I like Nas. So therefore, I like Cool G rap maybe more than Nas. But when Nas is doing,
I like Cool G rap more than Nas.
You know what I mean? When Nas is doing the Cool G rap kind of like patterns and the thoughtful kind of vibe or whatever, it's like that's when I like him, innit? When he's trying to make it simple, then it's not. I don't know.
This is the thing.
Every rapper that is that kind of rapper, right? Is that like kind of street poet, street lyricist? Is copying Cool G rap, like every single one of them. They're like, until you get to like kind of the Ghostface and stuff like that of this world. Like, but all like
on that 456 album, innit, when Cool G rap's got Nas on the track.
That 456 album. I don't really like that track very much.
But if you listen to it, I don't like the chorus, and the beat is not my cup of tea, like to be honest, or whatever. But Cool G rap's verse, it's like he's doing what AZ done on Life's a Bitch. It sounds like that kind of all the patterns and whatever and shit. It's kind of like that.
This is the thing.
Vibe.
Nas is gonna jump on the track and be like, "Yeah, I'm a pharaoh in the ghetto, Malcolm X and the devil," and I was like, "Oh my god, it's so deep." And it's like me, I'm never fooled by that shit. I'm never like, nah, because it's like I see the play in it. And someone who does that stuff, I tell you who does that style the best. I think AZ just does it better. Like, to me, AZ is like the authentic version of that. And if it is the Tragedy Gaddafi as well,
that's exactly what
he's
like to me. That's the source, innit? So to me, I'm like, if that's where it comes from, it's like Nas, I know what you're doing, and I'm not saying you're not good at it, you're sick at it, but there's other guys like Nature as well who I just feel do it more authentically, or they're not trying to do it. I always feel like Nas he's trying to be the street poet. and it's like it's I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at that, like his peer group, if he's like the Real Street Poet album is called Mega.
Oh my days! Oh my
Yeah,
fucking days! But the problem with Called Mega is he punches in a lot and he does it really obviously. Like he do his 4 bars is like 4 bar, 4 bar, 4 bar. They all overlap, so you know he didn't do it in one take. So it kind of like it loses a little bit of it. His time is not great. He's kind of like an off.
Yeah,
but
that's his style, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but like so someone like me at that time as well, coming up in that era when your rhymes had to be on point. It never really sat right with me. And other Rick Ross does it a lot as well. It's like, that's offbeat, man. That's like you did, and it's hard to tell. Did you really mean to do it, or were you lazy with it? But
that's the thing. You can go listen to Royce the 5'9", who has got timing like a fucking instrument, like he's
human metronome. Metronome. The only person I know who's better than him is fucking Harry Shaw. I don't know how the fuck he does it. Like it is incredible. It's actually it's annoying. Like
you see, like on the Infamous album, the track that I skip is Up North Trip.
Really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Just not because of the lyrics. I've listened to it and I like the lyrics were all good and everything. It's just the beat, the ding, 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 ding.
I didn't think we could ever fall out, AC, to be honest.
For some reason, that beat just don't speak to me, innit? That's the one. So that's the one I usually skip. But then what other tracks are on there? Like, what's the other?
What other tracks are on the
Infamous?
What's the one where it goes?
What other tracks are on the
No, I'm just trying to think. The other tracks I skipped. There's one other track I skipped.
What other countries are in the world? What other countries are there? What are they?
Yeah, there's the one. Give Up the Goods, Just Step. Sometimes I skip that one.
Are you fuck?
Yeah, they're the two. No, they're the only 2 ones I skip.
No.
He's gone. He's gone, mate.
He's gone, yeah. But they're the only 2. Like I like it. Like I like Give Up the Goods, Just Step. Yeah, but it's just the beats are a bit more soft in it than the other stuff. So they're the ones I usually.
But I don't know. I love when it comes to the Infamous. There's no tracks that I skip. But again, I feel like it's more like it's quite nostalgic now. Because it came at a time where I didn't have a lot of music, so you weren't in a place. You weren't in a place where you weren't skipping songs. When you bought an album, you played the whole thing. You weren't skipping anything. The only song you might skip is if there was a single that you already played to death.
Now, AC, if you apologise for the Just Step comment, then I'm going to stay in a meeting.
It's, I can't tell you.
It's literally like that's the song I'm going to have played at my funeral.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I got fucking Survival of the Fittest tattooed on my fucking arm, bro. Like, to me, the album is like that's a flawless album.
Flawless album.
Yeah, no doubt. But I'm just saying those. I don't know what it is. It's just the beat of that one. Don't really.
It's probably because you're a cunt.
but Give Up the Goods, Just Step. No, Give Up the Goods, Just Step. No, it's not that one. That's wrong.
Oh,
QU Hectic. It's QU Hectic.
Okay,
QU Hectic.
I kind of do get QU. I was going to say, I kind of get that, right? Because it's not as strong as everything else.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's Up North Trip and QU Hectic are the ones that
QU Hectic. It's fucking amazing. That's one where he's talking about going and he shoots the guy in the chest, but mind you, that's every
song. But what's the one? Give me the gun, I tie it to a brick and throw it in the river.
Oh, that's Temperatures Rising. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like I love that song. Like a lot of these songs ruined my childhood, to be fair. Like I heard these songs and I was just like, I want to be a gangster. He's like, what? He's only 19. Oh my God, man, I'm gonna be like, he's only 4 years older than me. What the fuck?
What? But his mind is colder.
His mind is colder. Do you know what? I think that was the Shook Ones Part 2 was the first rhyme that I ever learned off by heart. Like wrote all the lyrics down, like wrote them down, like memorized that shit. Like that was a turning point. And that's the thing. That's why I never put Nas in that same thing, because there's no Nas. To me, Prodigy is like Prodigy's Prodigy. That's P, man. Yeah. And Nas has never hit me like that. Nas has never made me feel.
Nah.
Like, see, was it Shook Ones Part 1, yeah? I was playing that over and over. I had that on loop, yeah, when I was doing the ironing. And then Terry came round, he just knocked on my door. He was like, have you gone mad? I was like, why? Because you're playing Shook Ones Part 1 over. Like, you just played it about 15 times. I was like, yeah, I'm doing the irony, innit?
Yeah, you're that's some psycho shit, man.
That beat is cold. The Shook Ones Part 1, that organ sound.
Yeah, but you can't. But Shook Ones Part 2 exists, so it's like, and that's
Well, when Shook Ones Part 2 came around, Shook Ones Part 1 just stopped existing.
Disappeared. You don't like.
I know, but I didn't even know about Shook Ones Part 1. I'd only heard Shook Ones Part 2, yeah. And then when I got Hell on Earth, it had Shook Ones Part 1 as a bonus track,
yeah.
And I was like, yo, this is fucking mad. Because then it also had that I Gave You Fair Warning, Beware, like that sample from Big Pun as well, isn't it? He sampled that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, this one's sick as well, man. I was like, I just like both of them, innit?
I never liked Juvenile Hell, man. Juvenile Hell was like, because to me it was like, I'm not, if I miss an album, I don't like going back and hearing earlier music.
Nah.
Yeah, Juvenile Hell didn't really do it for me.
No, Juvenile Hell was like one of those albums where they'd have like the name of the track would be, I don't know, Go For Your Guns or something like that. And they'd do raps, and then the last word of the verse would like kind of rhyme with guns, and then they'd just shout, "Go for your guns, yeah, go for your guns, go for your guns," for like I don't know, like 4 bars, and then get back into the rap again. And every single beat was just completely standard, and then they do exactly the same thing again. You hear Prodigy talking about it, like I think it's the Combat Jack thing. He was like, we didn't care, like we just made an album, and we thought because we'd made an album, we put 0 effort into it, and because we made that album, we thought we were going to be superstars. But then no one gave a shit. Like there's an amazing like kind of story about how they hooked up with Tribe Called Quest, because Q-Tip produced he basically produced all of the Infamous, like executively produced it, but produced 2 beats on there. And apparently they were all up at Def Jam, and Havoc and Prodigy was just fucking about. And Havoc had like a little gun. And they were going into a meeting with Leo Cohen or Russell Simmons or one of them. And they made him like Prodigy made Havoc give like the guy on the outside the office the gun to hide it. So they went in, had the meeting, came back out again, and apparently there was like a third base poster there, and they wanted this third base poster. So the guy went to get it, he got his gun back, and he was like waving it around the office, and he ended up shooting this guy that went to get the poster for him. So Havoc apparently just shit himself and ran down the road, and he said that he saw Ali Shaheed Muhammad from A Tribe Called Quest like coming the other way, and it was Ali Shaheed Muhammad who like kind of run him down and caught him in the street, and I gave him like an old man talk about how he shouldn't shoot people. So that's how they hooked up with Tribe Called Quest. Fucking mad, isn't it?
That's crazy, man.
But yeah, Prodigy was saying that they didn't really give a fuck about the first album. They just thought they were going to become superstars off the back of it. Yeah, and it's not until they heard Illmatic they were like, "Fuck, this is embarrassing listening to this album now."
So their first album, who was it produced by? Was it DM? Was it Jam Master Jay in that or not?
No. There was some like, if I remember, there was some pretty big producers on it. I think Primo did a couple of beats.
I was thinking because you were saying about the way they're doing the chorus, it kind of sounded like Onyx kind of vibe.
Onyx, but that's what the thing. Onyx was the sound in it, so
yeah.
Everyone was going for.
Well, they had the shaved heads and they were doing the dancing and stuff like that.
It wasn't until I got older and I was just like, that's some fake ass shit. But when that got me, man. That's probably Onyx was probably the first. Let the boys be boys. That was probably the video that got me like deep into rap. I remember being at my auntie's house and that video coming on, and my cousins going crazy. And then like I was like, okay, what the fuck's this? And then like every time, on MTV they'd play it over and over again. Learning the lyrics and just seeing them going crazy and being like, okay, this is what it's gonna be from now on. Like this is there's so many like times when I heard certain music and was just like, this is definitely what I want to do for the rest of my life.
It's mad, isn't it, that you look back now and there's like groups like Onyx and Black Moon and Das Effects and people like that who were the biggest thing in the culture at that time and changed the way that everybody did everything. Yeah. And now they hardly even remembered at all.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
It's stupid.
It's just, man, this is a fickle game, man. It's a tough game. And like we said at the beginning, man, the amount of people that came out, got one hit, didn't do what it's supposed to do, and then you're just off. And that's what kind of this year's a mad year for me, man. This year's a proper mad year because it's like, it's really a do or die year. And every year is a do or die year. But this year feels, the last time I felt like this was like 2011, where it's like, there's definitely going to be a change here. The kind of artist you're going to be. And because of the terrain, I feel like if you can't make it here at this time, you can't make it. Because I feel like the terrain is so fucking, it's so good. It's set. The thing's set. And like everything is in the right place. The money's there. Like the time is there. I don't know, man. Everything's just falling into place. And it's just like, you got to play it right, though. You need to play it right, because if you mess this up, it's going to affect the rest of your career going forward. But
yeah, because the human element can fuck everything up, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not even you. It's like the people that are alive at the time.
Not the dead thing.
For real. No, like the people who are like in certain positions, innit?
No, I get you.
Do you know what I mean? Who are like in power or whatever, the gatekeepers, or whatever you want to call them.
But that's what I'm saying. At this point where we are right now, there's never been a time where gatekeepers have been so irrelevant.
Yeah.
So
they need to be more relevant, man.
I guess they will be. I was saying the other day, it's so funny. London or the UK is so funny. Almost every day, I'll find a new artist that I've never heard of before. Got like 1 million streams on Spotify and everyone's heard of him. I'm like, what the fuck? I never heard of this person before.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all around the world. It's like the access to artists is there, and it's to me it feels like everyone's eating, and if you're not eating, you're doing something wrong. So I'm always like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And there'll be certain times where I'll get the bump and be like, right, that's in the right direction. Paris, when Paris dropped, raw. That got fucking 15,000 views in like a week. I'm like, oh shit, all right, we're moving in the right direction. Or not a week, but a month. We're moving in the right direction. When the fucking that Blimey dropped, it's like, oh shit. With no push, no money behind it. It's on like 5,000 streams at the moment, and 5,000 streams for most artists is nothing. But in where I'm doing without no playlisting, to me that's massive. So it's like, okay, we're kind of moving in that direction. Everything's trending the right way, and let's just try and keep this up. And then it's just like, what do I need to do to keep this going? Or what do I need to stop doing? You know what I mean? It's all that those questions I have, man. But this year definitely.
You need to get a mentor.
Yeah, probably. But then again, it's kind of like,
oftentimes it's the cosign, isn't it? The cosign is like, see if you get a cosign of some big artist as well, and then they say, this is the fucking hell, man, you got to watch this geezer, that can really help jumpstart you.
Yeah, but there's plenty of people out there that have made it without cosigns, just like kind of by themselves. He's just making the right moves.
Yeah.
Someone messaged me and they said this was someone who works for, are they a label person or radio person? But they messaged me and they were like, oh, do you know what? I remember last year when you were talking about dropping Vision in 2020, and he was like, if you had dropped Vision in 2020, that'd have been the best grime album of 2020. And he's like, you dropping this in 21, I think this might be the best grime album of 2021. Like, I don't think there's any other grime album that's got this level of quality, and even all the features you've got, like every single track is fucking mad. And I'm like, I agree with you. Like, I honestly, I do think it's a really good album, but it's like, that don't really mean much. It's like, is it going to be received in that way? And I said to him, I was like, you know what? I don't think it's going to get received that way. I like, because I just know me in it. I know how things go. I think people will, my fans will go, yeah, that's sick. But as far as having the people behind it to really go, yeah, this is like some real shit, I just don't see it getting.
I mean, what you got to look at is, who have you mixed with for the last 20 years or whatever. If you haven't been in that grime scene or whatever, you're not part of that boys club. So that might be might go against you in do you know what I mean? Because
a little bit, man. But at the same time, like, to me, the guys who I really respect in grime respect me. So it's never really been a thing. And I don't class myself. I I'm an MC who can do grime, but I don't class myself as a grime MC as far as like radio sets and that kind of stuff. I don't even do hip hop radio sets. I don't like that shit. But when it comes to spitting bars, yeah, I can spit like that. To me, that's not even that ain't even like a question, innit? And even on this album, I don't think I even approached it in a way like, yeah, I'm trying to really spit and rip people's heads off. The Blimey track, you might say, yeah, I went in a little bit. That's cool, but that's because Harry Shotta pushed me. But the rest of it, I'm just kind of having fun with it.
So do you think like having the support of like Grime Daily or whatever the fuck, like all these platforms, SBTV, if you've got that support, would that help, or is that irrelevant now, bro?
Nah, I think it would help, and it has helped. Like Grime Daily been really cool, Link Up been really cool, SBTV when they get me, they've been all right. Grime Original's been super cool. Like big up Sharky Major, like yeah, man, he's been pushing stuff hard, and the whole team over there, actually, the whole team been doing what they've been doing, and that's definitely helped. That's definitely put us on a bit of a different level. But again, to me, there's levels to this shit, and to me, what a success is at this stage of my career, it's a numbers thing, right? And every single one of my tracks needs to be hitting 20,000 streams. Like that's the way I see it. Like minimum, if your track hits 25, independently, yeah, you did good. There's people, you know what I mean? It's bubbling out there, and that's where it needs to be. And we're not quite there yet. If I can get there before the end of the year, then again, it just sets me up nicely for the next year where we raise the bar a little bit higher. And it's I don't know, man. It's fine. I know I'm harsh on myself. Not the last album, the album from 2018 just hit 500,000 streams. That's a big, but that was with the help of the playlist as well. So,
okay.
I mean, I was going over it the other day, like, wow, we hit 500,000. That's crazy. Like, that's sick. And even the Blurred album did on Spotify alone, I think hit 10,000, which is like, I mean,
I think like what you said with the budget shit, man. Before you were saying about the budget. Once the budget comes in, then boom. Otherwise,
that's the thing, man.
You shouldn't be too hard on yourself, man. Like the way I look at it is all about budgets and all that shit and whatnot. The music, as long as you like doing it, and as long as you've got people writing to you saying, yeah, they love your thing or whatever, and it's made a difference to them. That's enough. That means you're winning. So
true.
You know, and then that's why me, like now, I've got my money coming in from other places. I just don't give a fuck about chasing that fucking music money or whatever. I'm gonna put out whatever the fuck I want to put out, and do you know what I mean? I'll go do the raves I feel like, and I'm not getting into that rat race of chasing bookings and getting worried about, am I fucking getting enough bookings? Am I seen as a cunt now? Is the fucking boys club not accepting me? I just don't care about any of it now. I'm just doing what the fuck I want to do for myself. And if looking at it like this, like my last album, I sold like 5,000 copies on the street, and then I stopped selling on the street. But that album got inducted into the British Music Library, so it's gonna be there after I'm fucking dead. Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't even give a fuck anymore, man. Like, there you go. That's that them putting it there. Yeah. That's like, yeah, cool. They put my Keep It Together album there. That's something, isn't it? So it's just like there. But then at the same time, it's like, why are you doing music? I'm not doing music for these fucking cunts. Like, I don't care about their opinion.
Nah, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
This is the thing. Opinion-wise,
there's
a certain part of me that wants people to go, yeah, you know what, man's cold. And I know that anyone who does music, if they hear me, they know I'm cold, innit? And obviously music is subjective, but that's a fact. Like, there's no one, you're not gonna hear me and be like, nah, you can't do music. But at the same time, that's not really what I go for. And I say this all the time. It's not really like, the reason I say the numbers, is because it's something that comes with the numbers, and that's the money. So like,
but see where the route your careers took, you haven't gone for that in the beginning. If you were going for the numbers in the beginning, you'd have gone and done garage. You'd have been a garage MC, and then you'd have gone into grime and da-da-da-da. Your path, you were doing underground UK hip hop stuff, So you haven't been about that from 20 years ago. So now, like, it shouldn't you shouldn't really worry about that shit. If you got dough coming in anyway from your adverts and all the other shit,
yeah,
fuck that. Just do the music you enjoy.
I do the music I enjoy, but
there you go. Then that's enough.
That's cool, but to me, I'm like, I look at things. I reverse engineer shit in it. So I look at like, what's gonna get me half a fucking mil? Like, what's the path to that?
Yeah.
Like, how do we get there within the next 5 years? Like, what gets us to that spot? So say we do last year we go, all right, we made 50 bags of music. All right, cool. So how do we get to 75 this year? Then how do we get to 150 next year? Like, and that's the way I see things. I'm like, right, so we need to be there. We need to be here. I just did my little rundown for the merch, for the next lot of merch. And it's like, all right, if we're putting $4,000 into merch, we need to be making at least, you know what I mean, that back, well, profit wise, we need to be making, you know what I mean, our $2 to $3 grand back off that. Then it's like, well, but then how quickly can we move that forwards? And how do you?
You'd have to get in rich investors then, and you're going to have to give up part of the control of your thing. That's the only way.
Well, yeah, kind of, yeah. Like,
that's the way then.
Because I can do that myself, but it just takes longer.
Yeah.
Because there's even when you know what it's like doing a clothing line. The clothing line thing is like an all-day thing, an everyday thing. I ain't posted nothing about clothes today. I put out one little post, and that was the last post I've done from whenever. I check the clothing site once a week, and I'm like, oh, all right, cool, got a couple of hoodies, couple of hats, send those off. But I'm not really like actively pushing that side of things. But for me, there needs to be, I know where I need to go with that. And so it's the same with music. I know what levels I need to be hitting. I know what numbers we need to be hitting. I know where we need to be. And my only worry, which I have very few of them, my worry is, am I doing enough to get there? And if this path is cool, I'm cool with it. But what would it be like when I talk about labels? It's like, what would it be like? Like I said, with the budget, what happens if they go, all right, listen, we're gonna put 100 on you, like something like 100 on you, do something with it. I might like, because now it's not talk anymore. Now it's like, oh, all this shit you've been talking about, what you could do with a budget. Here's a fucking budget. Can you really do it? Can you really bring it back? We're giving you the pack. Can you put it on a corner and run it back? And
I would say, just get a rich investor, man. Just look for someone who's rich. You don't need a label.
You don't even need that. You just need to find out who's giving out grants.
Yeah, there you go. That's another one.
You don't even have to get investment. You don't have to give up equity. You can just find out. It's not the easiest thing to do in the world, but it's no harder than getting an investor, to be honest. Yeah. Like, you might not quite get as much, but you're not going to owe anything. I would just I'd fucking talk to the Arts Council and say, look, this is what I've got. What budgets are available for me?
The thing, like, I know people who did that and they didn't get it. Like, I looked at doing that last year and I was like, I looked at all the forms and shit.
Yeah, loads of people don't get it, but loads of people do get it. Like,
yeah. No, but I know people who did it, but they didn't get it. But what they did do was then they asked for advice from the people what was not good about their pitch, and they told them, innit? Then next year they can sort those things out and then try and get that. You can
employ someone to do your pitch for you.
Yeah.
They take a percentage of, so you don't pay them. They take a percentage of what you get. If you don't get anything, that's how confident they are in you getting it. There's plenty of ways to like kind of get money without giving up equity.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hold up my management, man. I'm gonna hold up my management and tell them to get on that because I see better people do that, and the reason, you know what, the reason why I never do it, because I'm always like, it's always like $5,000 whatever, and I'm always like, there's no point, man. Right, we'll just do that ourselves.
But it is, because there's $5,000 that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is, if it's $5,000 that you didn't have before, then that's easier to invest.
Yeah.
But mate, there's grants out there for like fucking $50,000. There's grants depending what your level of like kind of your level of participation is going to be. There's grants out there for everything.
Who do you use for your online distribution? Is it DistroKid or Ditto?
I use DistroKid. We've been having problems because they're not. If I have a featured artist, instead of the featured artist profile linking to their Spotify profile, meaning their fans know about it. They're just making up some random profiles. Then I have to message them, say, yo, I'll fix this shit. Then they fix it. But it's always a day after. So it's a day after. I've missed a whole day of fucking streams. And it's happened for fucking 10 consecutive releases.
Bro, that's fucked.
Yeah, man. So
I do it with DistroKid as well, but I saw Ditto doing some. I heard some people have had a good experience with Ditto. So, and they've got their promotion thing, you know, the promotion thing they do.
Yeah. I like Ditto, man. I like Ditto. I like Lee Parsons. I like the guys over there. The only reason I didn't go with them is because when I was with Ditto, they just didn't have as many options when it came to like putting music out and putting featured artists on songs. So that's why I went with DistroKid. Yeah. Now I'm having conversations with a couple of different distributors because what I want at the moment is I need some more hands-on. A more hands-on approach because I don't want to be treated just like anybody. I want someone who's on the inside who can make sure that these things are sorted out. So that's kind of like some of the conversations we're having at the moment. Like the conversations we're having is with Ditto. So maybe I'll go back to them. They seem to be doing a lot more than they were.
You should go to Label Engine. Label Works. You should approach that. I can introduce you to them. Yeah. Like they're not just an automated system where you upload stuff. It does work like that, but you've got a label manager there that you can talk to. They're based in the UK. Yeah. You can phone them up, like whatever. Stuff gets sorted out super quick. They're like a little like kind of cottage industry, but with like major like kind of reach. Fuck all these fucking paid 25 quid to upload something and blah 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 blah. They don't give a shit about you.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Like the Ditto people, the people I know who've done with Ditto, they've got on all these playlists, and they've got like hundreds of thousands of plays and shit, and they say good things about Ditto. About that, you know, their little management team. You got to pay them like 300 something quid or something like that for that little.
But I don't really mind. I don't really mind that kind of stuff. To me, I'm just like, I don't mind paying for things if it does what I need it to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think that's why I was thinking of going to Ditto now after seeing what he'd done for them. I was like, you know what? Yeah.
Well, I feel like I'm going to need it way more on the next album than this album.
But AC, that's exactly what we were talking about with radio PR. That's exactly what we were talking about. You pay them 300 quid, they put the work in, they get the results for you. There's no con in that. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, right, let's
get on to One Division, and I want to fuck off to bed.
You ain't seen it though. You ain't seen it. I know it's Serving. You ain't seen it.
No, I ain't seen Serving. Yeah.
All right, One Division. Yeah, man. Did their thing. Fucking.
I got emotional, man.
White Vision came up and was like, "Yo, Wagwan, man. Who's real out here?" Vision was like, "Hey, listen. If man say him a ting, innit?" And he's like, "Yo, let me show you something, done." Man put the thing in his head. He's like, rotted. I see that before, you know. And it just flies off.
I thought he was going to become Normal Vision when he did the thing.
I thought they were going to combine and become Normal Vision. Yeah, that's exactly. I thought Wonder. No, because, I mean, if one was good at one thing, it's like it's brewing emotions in you. Like, and that brewed emotions in me. Not even really the kids. I didn't really give a shit about the kids.
Nah, because they weren't real.
It was more about Vision.
Yeah.
Fuck them kids.
But do you know what though? I guess because this is what I don't really get, yeah. So he does the thing on his forehead, yeah, and it goes all yellow, Mind Stone colour, but it's not actually the Mind Stone.
No.
So I'm like, well, how did?
Is it not? And that's the thing. Is it not? Because Chaos Magic can and Agatha actually said this. Chaos Magic can create out of nothing. So in the hex. Yeah. That could have very well been the Mind Stone.
Yeah, true.
And I guess he is made from the Mind Stone as well. So he is literally.
And Wonder still has Mind Stone energy inside it. That's how they managed to get White Vision out.
Yeah.
And you see the
like a white supremacist group, didn't it? We have a vision for the
White Vision. Yeah.
I was calling it White Privilege Vision, man. I was rooting for White Privilege Vision, man. He was killing it. I like the look.
See at the end where she hears her kids.
In
her head. So they're still alive then, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're probably in another dimension, and that's probably what Doctor Strange is going to be about.
Oh, okay. They're doing the Doctor Strange series.
Nah, I don't reckon the film's gonna have that much to do with it. I think elements. You think it's gonna be like proper in?
Oh, it's good. That's gonna be there because they're gonna introduce a new big bad in it. Who's gonna be? What's his name? The one they
Mephisto.
Fan theory stuff.
Mephisto.
It's not Mephisto apparently.
Oh, okay.
It's one who can't remember his name, but it's he's of the same ilk. He's the same guy that created chaos magic. So it looks like her kids are probably where he is because it's a whole chaos magic kind of scenario.
Oh.
And she goes off to get her kids, but in the process of that, frees this big bad, and that's where Doctor
Strange.
I'm dead on my arse, boys. I really am. Do you know what? I haven't stopped for 3 days. I did that fucking online festival over the weekend, man.
Nuts.
Started
I swear, I just kept seeing that. I was like, "Wait, is this still going on?"
It went from Friday at 5 o'clock all the way through to midnight last night.
Crazy.
Jeez. I had in the end, it was 35 DJs playing.
Damn. That's cold, man.
It's fucking mad, man. Shawnee came through and played a set.
Sick.
Yeah, he played like a proper bashment set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wicked. No, it's good though. It's fucking wicked.
It's cold.
I got back here last night and collapsed on the couch and ended up not going to sleep till fucking 4 o'clock in the morning because my head was still completely in it, completely buzzing. And I had to get up at fucking 6:30 this morning again to get into work for 9.
Yeah, I had a mad one, man. I had a mad one. Didn't go to bed till 3 and then got up at 7. I don't know what. Some days it's like that, man. Some days my head just won't stop. I came up with a bar in my dream and woke up oh my God, that's the best bar ever. I think it was what was it? It was I pick up a shipment and drop it. Was it? I pick up a shipment and put it down like Howard Shipman. Woke up oh, that was so sick. And then you wake up and you're like, oh, okay, it's not that good actually.
Yeah, doesn't even make sense.
But in my dream, it was amazing. It was like, whoa.
That's
I had a dream I was in World War One.
Hey, have you watched that 1917? You watched that 1917 movie? You seen that?
Yeah, I seen that.
That is cold, bruv.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
Right. You gotta watch that, man.
Yeah, it's all right, man.
Sick. I took so long to watch it, but yeah, it's cold.
I think Journey's End is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch Journey's End as well. That's better. But yeah, 1917 was good. But yeah, I had a dream I was in World War One, yeah, and then this geezer was trying to kill someone I know.
You're like, you want to buy a CD? You want to buy a CD, mate?
No, I went to strangle him, yeah. And then I literally sat up out of the bed and I was like trying to strangle someone.
And your girl's like, get the fuck off me.
I was trying to strangle someone. But another one I've had where I woke up and I punched the wall, innit?
Fuck off, little dolls, like that, and then there's no one there.
That's why your cat hates you. Fucking.
And yeah, man. Have you ever had them ones where you wake up and you suddenly hitting something or you're trying to strangle something?
No.
I woke up shouting.
I woke up shouting.
Yeah.
Corinne does that a lot, man. Well, not a lot, but she used to before. One time, man, she's woke up attacking me. I woke up and she was like, I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? I was like, yo, what the fuck? I don't think she was dreaming. I think she just
she wasn't even asleep.
She came from a night out. I was in bed. I was like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, she'll be like, she'll be this. You'll think she's sleeping, and she'll be like, what? What's it? I'll be like, yo, chill, man. The fuck? Because I'll be chilling as well. Yeah, so they scare the fuck out of me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. No, I punched the wall, innit? And that really hurt, man. Punched the wall.
You're asleep.
Yeah, I just when you wake up, you're punching. I can't remember what the dream was about. I had to defend myself against something, and I just punched the wall.
I used to go out with I'm sure I told you this before, but I used to go out with this one of identical twins, and they lived in the same house in Northwood. And I'd be asleep in I can't even remember her name. Probably better not to mention it. But
no names.
Yeah. I was asleep in her bed, and at like 4 o'clock in the morning, they just start talking to each other in their sleep in different rooms.
Oh shit!
Bruh.
Like literally like shouting through the fucking walls at each other. And, going, I can't believe it. And then and this would go on for like 2 hours, and I just be sitting there going, because you're not supposed to wake someone up when they're doing that either. It's like sleepwalking, isn't it? And you end up punched in the face.
No.
But like, and secretly I was thinking, how can I turn this into a threesome?
And on that note, you have been listening to the How You Doing Mate podcast with me, Genesis Elijah, DJ Terry Hooligan, and AC, the MC. We will be back next week, same time, same place. You know what it is, man. Peace.